Hello to no one. Let's see if anyone shows up. I'm really just testing my computer. Ooh, people have shown up. Um, this is just a test to see if this thing is still working after last week's fiasco of dropping it. And it didn't even hit the ground, but something happened to the power supply. Hey, AZ Mick, hello, welcome. I'm just chatting. I was gonna play music and I decided I didn't really feel like it. And I can't move my laptop. Hello, Paulina. Hello. Um, I can't, I don't want to move my laptop because it's working. And if I move it, it might not be. So I'm just going to leave it right where it is. Hello, everyone. Ooh, suddenly comments are showing up here. Yeah, testing, testing. That's exactly what I'm doing. Hello, Nick. Hello, Tom's Vinyl Shack. Um, I did put a link up if anybody wants to chat, and if not, I'm just going to be on here for a few minutes. My voice is rough today for some reason. I feel fine, but my voice is rough. But yeah, streaming last weekend, well, last Tuesday exactly, my computer fell and I caught it, but it seemed to have done something to the power cord where I didn't recognize it. I couldn't charge it up. I missed doc stream on Sunday. And in fact, the bottom is still off it. Here's the bottom of my laptop right here. Um, I'm afraid if I turn it over and put it back on, it won't work again. So right now it's off. I'm running it without the bottom on it, and we'll see what happens. So I don't have really anything to talk about except one little beef I have any of you been to Discogs recently? They changed their site. They've added tons of ads. They've made it much harder to use. And if you go to appearances like various artist albums and things, they used to tell you what song was on the various artist album by the artist, which is very helpful to me. And that feature is gone now, which means I Discogs has suddenly become a lot less useful to me than it used to be. Plus, if I'm running two pages at once, every time one of their ads changes and their page is in the background, it shoots it up to the foreground on my computer. I'm writing something and all of a sudden there's Discogs. So not happy with Discogs at the moment. But that's the world we're living in, so I doubt that's going to change. Yeah, well, a lot of sites aren't letting you use ad blocker anymore. And so anyway, yeah, so I don't list on Discogs and I don't use Discogs except for research anyway. But they're they're a lot less useful now. Just the fact that when you used to look at various artists out, what compilations they're on, it would tell you what song was on that compilation, and it doesn't anymore. Which is because I forget. I have so many compilations. I'll be making of various artists CD, and I'll be like, I know I have that Lemonhead song on a compilation, but I don't know what compilation it's on. I go to Discogs, and fairly quickly I can find it. I just look at ones I recognize and go, okay, and there would be the song. But now I have to like actually click on the thing and look through it and try to find it, and it's just not nearly as useful as it used to be. Yeah, I can still. It's just not as easy as it was. Like I'll be writing something in the window, and a big ad on top will come down, and then my whole thing will drop, and it will stop writing, and and I'm like, well, what? It's just annoying more than anything. It's just. And like I said, I'll be on another screen doing something, and there goes Discogs. because it changed something on the screen changed, and as soon as it does, it pops to the front on my computer, which I do not like. What do I think of Cream? I think they're okay. They're good for what they are. They've never been my favorite kind of. I don't really like hard rock, and they're kind of early hard rock. And like some of their stuff, I feel Free is probably my favorite. Okay, I should probably spotlight comments, but it's hard for me. There, let me see if I can do that. Okay. Well, I'm usually probably not signed into my account. I don't bother because I'm not using it like that. I'll just start showing comments if I can remember. Yeah, they just changed. Like they're becoming corporate like everybody else, trying to make money. They're trying to survive. I don't necessarily blame them. It's just it's I find it annoying. Let's see. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Mine's working right now. I don't think the actual laptop itself. I think the power supply end got bent, and maybe I've bent it back. I don't know, but it's working at the moment. But I couldn't even get it to stay up on a page or anything when it first happened. Well, when it first happened, it was fine. But the next time I used it, I was having trouble. Like I said, I couldn't even go up on Doc Stream last week. It wouldn't let me. I was down to 8% and it kept trying to go into airport mode and it would not charge. And I'm like, well, I'm done then. If I can't charge this thing, I'm done. And I've seen to have done something. See, I just use desktop for everything. Let's see, has anybody left? Lost my internet that time. Things are just great. Yeah, I know I was frozen, and yeah, I know, and I had to go back out and come back in, and yeah, and hello, Ron, and who else did I miss? I know I missed somebody. Jeff. Oh, Jeff, where's your buddy Doc, Jeff? um, Yeah. Um, it's it's not my battery, Jeff, because it happened when I knocked it off the other night. So I know something happened when that happened. So that's not my battery. And I actually tried to take the battery out of the thing, and I can't even get it out. I don't know why, but it won't come out. So, but it's working at the moment, except my internet, which never works. So we'll see what happens. Um, Yeah, I other than the Discogs, I don't really have much to talk about. Again, really kind of just testing my internet and seeing if anybody wanted to chat, but I'm not thinking that anybody does. um, I'll I'll I'll, I'll put out another invite, um, but I don't think anybody wants to chat, and I don't really blame them. I'm a pretty boring person. What's a super common album that I could never find a copy of? That's tough. Um, I'm sure there are some. I'm sure there's tons I don't have. Oh gosh. Huh. That's a really hard question for some reason. Um, gosh, I um, well, I don't know how super common it is, but the Partridge Family bulletin board, I don't have a copy of, and I've never found one in the wild ever in my whole life. So it might not be super common, but it shouldn't be super rare either. But there you go, Partridge Family bulletin board. Um, other than that, I don't know. Um, I'm sure there are lots, but I can't think of any. Oh, oh, we have two people. Look at that. Woohoo, Robert P. Hello.
I just noticed you were on.
Hey, Robert.
And Ron,
On.
Mr. Ron Poetry himself.
Let me
Hello.
turn the TV off here. I got the TV on.
And Mr. Ron Poetry himself. Hello.
Let me turn the TV off here. I got the TV on.
I just got rid of the kids, but I still got the
Wow.
puppies.
Well, Robert, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for at least a couple of years or something. It's been since we've been online together.
Oh, well, that might be true. I've been around just the last
Yeah.
5 weeks. Once the summer hits, you got grandkids every day. So that's what I do.
Well, my grandkids are actually in Vancouver or something right now, and I'm in Georgia. So, yeah, my son went on a little trip up there, so they're gone away. But he actually lives about 2.5 hours from me, so we don't get to see him as often as we would like. That's for sure.
Mine are moving to Alaska again. So 3 of them I won't be able to see for at least 6 months.
That is that's a long ways from anybody, Alaska, unless you live there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan. I got 2 here in Michigan, 1 in Alabama, and 3 going to Alaska. They were in Alaska. They went to Texas. Now they're back in Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, Alabama's a fair ways too.
And it's about 14 hours from here. So it keeps me busy, but I have the other 2.
Lots of these guys in Alaska.
I got the ski lodge, since it's kind of like ski lodge night anyway, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm on. I should have done something musical, but I don't dare move my laptop. It's working, and I don't want it to stop working. So it's literally been sitting on my desk since I got it running, and I just fold it up and I use my keyboard on top of it now for my computer. I don't dare move it.
What laptop is it, just for kicks? I mean, is it like an
it's
HP?
It's not even a full laptop. It's like I don't even know what you call it, like an ebook, something like this. It's only like got an 11-inch screen.
Oh, okay.
It's
I do.
small.
I am familiar with those. I used to have an Asus like that. That was little 10-inch screen.
Yeah, this is a ThinkPad. That's what it is. It's a ThinkPad
Okay.
by I forgot who.
IBM, I think, had that.
No, it's not IBM, but I forgot who. But it's not
Asus
IBM. It's
or
not.
something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
It might be Asus. I can't remember. I think it says on the top, but I'm not going to close it to find
We
out.
can't touch it, folks.
But anyway,
Well,
yeah, I took the bottom
not
off.
good.
Here's the bottom. The bottom still I haven't put on because I'm afraid I'll screw it up if I move it. So for right now, the bottom's off, and it's just sitting here.
My old laptop, the first thing that went was the charger. Well, I had another one, so I used that, and then the couple of the keys on there broke. So then I just bought a new keyboard, wireless. And then here, about 6 months ago, I finally bought a new computer. I got a desktop with a big screen on it, and you can get those desktops on Amazon pretty cheap. You know, 32 gigs of RAM and 4K and the whole 9 yards, and it was like $300.
Yeah, I actually have a spare desktop. I'm not even using at the moment.
But then I had to buy a video. I had to buy a cam. You know, I had to get the video cam thing because you know, if you got a laptop, it's included. But with a desktop, yeah, I had to buy that thing.
Yeah,
but they're
that's
cheap.
why I use the laptop, because I don't have a camera or a mic that will fit into a computer or anything. So I just use the laptop.
As soon as Patrick told me that, you know, StreamYard is only 720p anyway. That's the maximum you can get. So I just said, well, 720p. I just get one for $20. You can get a really good one. You don't have to worry about having all the bells and whistles on it.
Yeah, and I need a mic. And I'd rather just do this if I can.
Right, and the video on that is so much better than my laptop. I guess the laptop was probably 420 at best. You know, being older.
Yeah, I don't know what mine is, but I got this basically.
I can tell you it's not very good because I can see your picture quality.
Yeah, I know it's not very good.
That's what mine used to be like.
I really got this when my internet was really spotty, so I could go to like McDonald's and places like that. They have free Wi-Fi and use it. That's why I bought it.
Right.
And then I found out it could stream, and I'm like, oh, I can stream. Okay.
I wonder how those new like Samsung tablets do, the 10-inch tablets. If you can stream and stuff with those, they're almost like computers anyways, aren't they?
I think a lot of them you can. That's what I was thinking I would get if this thing ever dies. I would
now,
try a tablet.
Right now I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I have a phone too, but I don't really know how to use it.
But my phone is, we were really lucky because we traded in our old phone and I got a brand new one. I mean, this is about a $1,200 phone. It cost $200. But we had to do that. So now I got a brand new phone. And I'm making all my new videos in 4K and everything. I'm just using my phone. I'm not even bothering with the camera or anything anymore. It's a lot easier on my phone. I just got a little thing for it to put it on my tripod, and then I use that. And that's what it's hooked up right now on too.
Yeah, mine I think is a 12 and 24 megapixels or something on my Android, but it's an Ultra 22. It's okay, but I still I got whatever it is, a camera on my computer at my office. Otherwise,
right? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got the 720p on I forget the name of it, but it's one of those popular brands for my laptop, and it works. It's really good picture on it. Yeah. I was thinking I had to get 4K and get all that stuff. And Pat was like, no, you don't need all that because StreamYard 720. You can't, no matter how much better you get, it's not going to work anyway. So I said, okay, I didn't know that, man. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, they work. The technology's gone up so much just in the last 2 years with phones. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, the computing power of my phone is more than they used to put the man on the moon. The computing power of putting the man is more in my phone now. That's how high tech the phones are.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But what I don't like is they make you. I just got a message tonight that I have to get a new phone, or my phone service is going to be ended. I'm like, well,
Who are you with?
this company called Visible because they're really cheap. So I'll just do it. I'll just do it. But it just bothers me. I've only had the phone like 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's not old. Yeah, these phones that I've got, the one I got now, I'm not planning on getting a new phone for a long time. Hopefully, I don't drop it and bust it or something. But
yeah,
it's good enough. The technology here, look at the picture and everything. I started making my videos because I got a few people saying, Ron, can you make your videos in high def? I'm watching you on my 4K TV and it's a horrible picture. And this was just, 6 months ago. So I said, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to make better pictures? So I tried to make HD on my camera, but then to upload it, it's so slow. It was taking forever. And now I make a 4K on my phone and it uploads in, like 15 minutes on my phone. So I'm really, and I noticed, Mazzy was making his videos and I know he uses his phone. So I said, I'll just use my phone. I'm not going to go spend all that money on cameras when I don't have to. I have my phone.
Yeah. But my company says that they've upgraded the network and my phone isn't compatible with the new upgrades.
I got like 5 cameras on mine.
Yeah, right.
There's 5 cameras on there.
I got the 23 Ultra plus Ultra, the 23 now. That's the the new one.
The 22 plus Ultra.
So you got last year's or whatever, and I got this year. That's the only difference. And so in 5 years, I'll still have the 23 Ultra probably because I have no plans to get a new one.
I got this August 15th last year, so it's not quite a year old, but yeah.
Yeah, it's brand new. That's the way I look at that.
And I got 200 or 512 megabyte on it, so I have enough room for all my music is on here too at 300K, about 400 of
right. I mean, you can keep all your music on there, and I've got tons of photos, and I'm putting my videos on here. I mean, it's fantastic. And what do? We do. I search internet, right, and then I watch videos. This is what I do, and no one calls me. I don't know anybody, but I do get some spam calls. I do get those once in a while.
Well, I will watch a lot of those shorts. Unfortunately, you get caught up in that sometimes where you're just like scrolling and watching different things.
I don't do shorts.
I did like put one of these in my car. Now you can't add these to your phone anymore. I used to.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Buy that little 128 or 400, and I used to have my phone with all different music, like thousands of it. And now my phone, I can't change them when I want.
No.
Because this one's a 400 gigabyte, I think.
Wow, that's not, yeah, and it's so small, right?
See it, but I've got, I don't know, at least 20,000 songs on this one by group or whatever, but I can't, I couldn't use it any longer because I just transferred everything I could over there. I listened to on a daily basis or whatever, monthly basis. The rest I just keep here and I change them every now and then if I seem like I don't want to use up too much space. But to get any more than 512, I don't think any phone takes more than 512.
I don't know. Yeah, and like you say, those you can't put those in the phone anymore. You can't put them in your phone.
I like the days when I could change them if I wanted to, or put my battery, change my battery if I wanted to.
Yeah, there's no more changing your battery either. Even back on what was the one we had the phone I had before this still couldn't change the battery. That was a 3-year-old phone.
Yeah, I took apart that last phone and I got a special heating pad that you put it on and I can get to take the glass off and everything. I took it all apart.
Oh boy, yeah.
Changed everything.
I watched a video on these guys taking these phones apart. Yeah. Oh my goodness, there's so many layers of stuff and so complicated. I'm not ever going to try. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. There's this. Even a laptop is hard to take apart. It's crazy.
I did it knowing that if I messed it up, because I'm a computer guy anyway, so I figured I'll do it, save myself. I took it in. I said, how much to do this? They told me like $300. I said, I'll go home and do it myself. And I bought a $50 plate, heated it up, bought a couple tools, and I was able to do it all for under $100.
So did you put a new screen on it, or what did you have to do?
I took the screen off because I wanted to get into the bottom layers, and I put a new battery, a new headphone jack, and a new some of these things get ruined. The new adapter that you plug in to charge it. It was 5 years.
The charger. Yeah, that's where my son had his problem. He got water or something in there. Yeah,
So
he was in the Navy. He got some salt water or something got in there. And he had to get a whole new phone, almost rebuild the whole thing.
I just replaced everything on the bottom, the speakers, the charger. I replaced the battery. I replaced everything and used it for another 6 months to a year. And then these came on sale to where they're, like you said, they were basically giving them away. So I ended up getting a new one. Otherwise, I would have kept the old one.
Right.
Because I don't want to pay anyone to something I can do even in Tim's situation. If I live closer, I'd probably help him take it apart and fix his charger and re-weld everything, that needed it or whatever.
Re-weld it. That's right.
Well, it's hard to say re-weld.
I know.
But I can. I haven't worked on a lot of laptops, maybe about 30 or 40.
Well, that's quite a few. That's a lot more. And I tried my one. I put new RAM in it. I'm so great. I know how to do that. I'm great.
I took apart a couple of screens and replaced the thing that makes the screen run. I forgot the name they call it now, but I replaced that and a few others. But now I just say, if they call me with a laptop, I said, bring it in. I'll see what I can do. And if I can't fix it, then they sell them cheap enough. Like you can get one $250 and under now.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like a printer. If the printer goes bad, there's nobody that will fix it because they're so cheap.
So yeah, the printers are cheap. It's the ink that's expensive.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And now they have the printers where you just get the bottles of ink and put in there, and then you don't have those cartridges anymore.
They figured it out. Once upon a time, I used to buy a printer. Every time I ran out of ink, I'd go to Target, and they would always have on it end cap clearance printers for like $20. The ink was going to be $40, and they used to come with full things of ink, not like now. They give you little bits. They used to come with full things of ink. So I had a closet full of printers at one point because every time I ran out of ink, I'd just go buy a new printer.
Well, you had it figured out at that point, right?
Yeah, it was cheap. It was way cheaper to buy a printer.
Even some of these new electric printers, because I was buying some monochrome toner printers, like a toner instead of ink. And the toners are set to go off when there's still like 25% left in the toner, but it wants you to buy a cartridge, and you have to run through a cycle of special commands to skip over it so it will finish using the cartridge. And if you try to put some of the newer ones, you try to put a fake cartridge or a remanufactured cartridge in, it won't let it work. So what I've done with mine, because I use other cartridges, I take the chip off the original cartridge and I replace the chip into the fake cartridge, so it thinks it's the one it's supposed to be. I just trade the chips.
But the next printer I'm buying, they have the new style now. I don't remember. There's a couple brands that do it where you just buy bottles of ink and you pour the ink in there. You don't have to. There's no more cartridge.
Well, I use one's refillable, but it's toner, and the other color is all toner. So I don't use ink anymore. I just only use toner.
Okay, yeah, because most of the time it's black and white. I don't need to make color photos or color this or that. I'm just printing recipes and stuff with this thing.
This one right here, I can't know if you can see it or not. It's HP. It has a little door, and you just fill up the black toner, and this is only for black and white on this end.
Right.
This was around $350 printer, but I found it in an Amazon's warehouse deal because they said it had a cracked case. So it was only $100. I get it, and it's this stupid little thing you put the paper in that makes no difference if it's cracked or not.
Hey, buddy.
So I got this for $100, and I'm still using the same
ink. What's up, Doc?
2000.
Oh! How do I look?
Well, better than me. Right, see.
So nice to meet you. But you have a color printer, don't you?
Yeah, I have. I'll show it to you if you can see it.
I know you make really nice covers for your CDs and stuff. You do a fantastic job of that.
That's a color toner. It all comes out here. But the big cartridges here, they're $100 a piece if you buy the real ones.
So, right. And so that's when you're changing the chip on, right?
That printer has a little lid, and you fill it up at the top, and that's just monochrome. Already I've done over 2,000, 2,500 sheets, and I'm still almost full. It prints really well. It's a very nice one if you just want to print black and white. And I never change ink anymore because of that. And it's so inexpensive to use something like that. If they still make them, I don't know. It's about 2 years old. I bought it 2 years ago.
Hey, it's
Oh my
Beetle
God.
Brad. Hey, buddy. Hey, Brad.
Oh, Brad.
I know, Beetle Brad's here. That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah.
I'll give you my computer cards. That way you can call me there, Tim. And
Mr. Beatles himself.
Consumer consulting.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to use me anymore.
How's the computer working today, Tim?
It's on.
It's working right now. I got it going like late Sunday night. It started charging. I was just playing with the cord. I don't think it's the computer itself. I think the end of the charge cord got bent a little bit or something. Because I would plug it in and it would get brighter like they do, so it recognized that it had a cord, but then it gave me a message that I'm not using the right charger and I need to use the right one in order to charge my computer. I'm like, this wasn't
working. Right.
Whatever works.
And then it worked. So I don't want to move it. I don't want to put it on my little box like it's in records. I don't want to touch it. It's working.
I'd send you my wife's for free, but she doesn't want to get rid of it because she stopped using it when she retired in May of last year. She hasn't used it since. I'm like, well, it's just sitting there. And I was going to do a thing with Mayo, and then he decided on something different. I'm like,
yeah.
And then she goes, I don't want to sell it. I might use it when I go on vacation. I'm like, where? Because our phones, like you say, our phones do.
Newsflash, we're not going on vacation. Yeah.
No, we're going on vacation to Alaska and stuff, but you don't need to take a laptop. Our phones do everything that you want to do. Why do you need a?
Well, if she's like my wife, she's got her laptop running and she's got her phone going 24 hours a day. She has to do both at the same. She can't just do one thing.
Well, anyway, I just say yes, dear, and keep going.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. So what's going on, Doc?
Well, I see nobody noticed my Pee Wee Herman impression.
I'm sorry.
Is that what that was? Yeah, that's why we didn't notice it. Yeah, okay.
Or you didn't want to, either that.
I'll do my new Pee Wee Herman. There's my new Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, that's right. That's the new Pee Wee Herman, right?
I was never a fan. My brother was a big fan.
I was a big Pee Wee fan.
But to each his own. I watched it. I just couldn't get over it. I mean, just that. Well, whatever.
You're a little over the top. That's
I laughed at it because it was so stupid.
Whatever he did, I don't know.
That's something like that, right?
I couldn't handle
Take
it.
a picture. It'll last longer.
My twin brother loved it, but
that was good, Doc. You did a good job on that one.
I need more air. I used to have more air. I'm too old. Even Pee Wee himself couldn't do it near the end. So like
cancer or something, right? Isn't that what he said?
He had cancer for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say
how old was he? 75 or 80 or something? What was it?
70.
He was 70, I think.
He wasn't that old comparatively.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay. I thought he was older than that. My son had said something about his age, and I thought it was older.
No,
70. 30, 70 sounds like 100, but if you're 65, then 70 don't sound like that.
But even his last movie, you could tell he'd lost some of his character. So it gets harder, just like McCartney finds it harder to sing. Same thing.
And McCartney finds it very difficult to sing, apparently.
Yes. So like he's coming back to Australia. Get ready. Buy those Grand Dude books. So we'll see how it goes.
He said he's never going to retire. He's going to die on stage. So, all right.
Well, yeah, do what you love. If he loves doing it, all the power to him.
That's his grandkids and his future great grandkids and his great great grandkids have nothing to do anyway. So live it up.
Well, I will tell you one little computer story since everybody's telling computer stories. Remember, Robert, must have been about a year ago, I said, my computer way over there in the I couldn't get it to start. It would like beep, beep, beep. And you said just hold the power
That was your
button.
smoke detector going off. You have to change the battery.
Yeah. Well, Robert says hold the button in for a while, then that'll cure it, and it did. I says, oh, cool. But then it happened again. So then I held in the battery or the power button in again. Took a little longer, but started up again. Happened a third time. Came on. The fourth time, no amount of holding that power button in would do. And this was about February of this year. So about roughly 5 months ago, right? So I gave that computer up for good. I said, this thing's never going to start again. Today, I just thought, for fun, I'm going to push the power button and see what happens. Start it up. That's 5 months later, the thing decides to come back to life. So
Cool down enough now where you'll start again.
I found that even some of those old ones, if you can turn off the power and then get the capacitors all drained and then restart it up again, you know, back in the 100 years ago, when a hard drive wouldn't work, we used to take them out, stick them in the freezer, wait a while, and then take them out, and then for some reason they would work again long enough to get the data off.
Hello.
Hey, Kimba.
Hello, Kimba.
I don't see the chat, folks. So if I don't say hello or anything, it's not. I'm not
that's
seeing any
okay. That's
chat.
why I'm putting some of them up, but I'm not very
Yeah,
good.
it's on my phone. I don't see. I could hit this button here and to chat, but I'd probably disconnect everybody's. I don't know, just leave it alone.
Back. I'm sure Kimball would like.
I can put that one.
Yeah, I was just reading that Robert Wagner is 93. What?
Well, these folks are getting there, right?
Well, I can see Grace Slick being 83, but Robert Wagner's 93.
Well, he was making movies in the 50s, so
Yeah.
he's not older than that.
He's always going to be not Illinois. What was it?
Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart. That's same show, different people. Seem like the same show.
Natalie Wood never got older. I know that.
Oh.
I'm trying to get the puppy over here to show Kimba.
Yeah. Oh, the puppy is still there.
Until tomorrow, about 5 o'clock, they're going to pick him up. Or pick her up. She has only chewed one thing so far. The back of my lazy boy. She chewed the leg part last night.
Uh-oh.
And I've been getting her out on time every time, so no mistakes.
Well, that's very good. Yeah, you're batting 1,000. Knock
She's
on
only
wood.
9 months or 9 weeks old or 10 weeks old. I forget. She's a baby.
Yeah.
Time is not on their. Time may not be on anyone's side. We could quit here today, or a plane could crash in.
Yeah,
you don't know. Thank the Lord for the 5 minutes you get here and there.
Look at Sinead O'Connor. She was 56.
Did you say what took her out? I didn't hear.
They haven't yet. I think she had something, but as far as I've heard, they haven't said yet.
Right.
I wasn't a big fan. I have one or two.
No, but me either. But, I like the first couple albums, and then not so much. But
different.
So I try to say, is Randy Meisner the third in the Death Triangle or not?
When they're too quiet, I gotta go look for her. Just to say,
there's probably more than that these days. I mean, you had Tony Bennett not very long ago. You had
Sinead O'Connor, and then Randy.
I didn't know that Tony Bennett died. I didn't hear that. Okay.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Yes,
Tony Bennett died. Yeah. And
how old was he now? He was up there too. He was, right?
Last Tuesday night, it was on my little spinning show. There was a fake rumor that Tony Sandler had died. He did not die.
Okay, but Tony Bennett died. You know, he was still making records with people even a couple of years ago. He was still active.
He got Alzheimer's. That's the only reason he stopped. He got Alzheimer's. So he got through the last album, and then that was it.
So he's 86.
Here's the baby.
Yeah, she's getting tired.
Hug me, Grandpa. Hug me.
She's not even.
Try that.
It's my pastor's dog. He went up north to where the camp where we went to kids
Oh,
last,
yeah.
and he left him with me because it's their first time away. But I thought maybe Kimball would want to see her. Look at the puppy. Ooh. It's a Labradoodle.
Right.
They might get
be good
big.
and stuff. Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing anyway. But she's a good doggy. She's been listening. I took her out the back in my yard, Doc, and she doesn't run away. She just follows me and does her business, and then as soon as I open the sliding door, comes back.
Is this for real? I
Yeah,
know.
this
I
is
can't
real,
believe
This is real.
Well, we can show some music if you want. There you go. I showed this on Doc's the other day. That's my newest thing I picked up a week ago.
John Coltrane.
With Eric Dolphy. It's pretty.
It is. It's very out there. You got two space guys on that record.
And it's an early one, so it's not too bad.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can do those early ones.
My favorite things, impressions, and green screen.
You're welcome to join us, Brindley.
Not too bad.
Yeah, most of that Coltrane stuff, even what is it? Blue Train? Still, I can't. I tried this the other day again because I saw that they had that record on sale, and I said, "Let me listen to it again." I couldn't get 5 minutes into it. I said, "This is a guy playing the saxophone through his nose. I have no interest in this."
That was one of my favorite albums compared to.
I know people love it. It's just one of them ones that doesn't. I don't get it.
I'm not a jazz guy, but Blue Train is my favorite Coltrane album.
But
I had about over 100 jazz records, but that's one that's kind of Coltrane's one of the guys I don't get, and even Miles Davis, I don't have any. That's kind of blue, but I never listened to it, but I don't have any of the Miles Davis stuff either. It's just not. It's kind of the old hard bop, the blue note hard bop stuff is what I like. If I sit there and pick my finger and go along, and that's what I like.
Hank Mobley, I like one of the better ones. I like him in the Art Blakely. I like a lot.
I love all that. I love all those guys. Yeah.
So she don't like any of it.
No.
Well, I don't have to be here unless you want someone else to come up. How many people are you allowed to have up?
I can have 6, but the more I get, the worse it looks on my end because of my internet. But I don't care if it gets if it gets bad, I'll just shut up and let you guys talk. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I was one.
I saw you on. I said, well, I'll go on for a few minutes. I got no kids here. My wife is going up north, and all I got is this puppy to worry about. So I can go on for 20 minutes and not kill myself.
I just came on to say hi to Tim, and then he said, "Well, no one wants to talk to me." I said, "Oh shit!" He's letting. Okay, I didn't even know you had it up on there. Yeah, I didn't even know you had a link to it.
So, yeah, and
said, "Oh, puppy, they like you."
I'd be spinning records if I dared move my laptop, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So,
so how's your what's going on with your podcast then?
No, my podcast has nothing to do with my laptop. I do that with just my regular computer, which is fine.
Well, okay, you do it on your desktop. Okay, very good.
Yeah, I do that on my desktop.
So maybe what you should do then is just wait. Because you should get a camera for $20. It's got a microphone and everything in it. You can just get a camera for $20, hook it up to your desktop, and you should be gold at that point.
Yeah,
she's uncomfortable.
I've just never wanted to do that. I don't know.
I'm just saying that's probably your cheapest way out and the safest way out. But trying to fool around with the laptop.
Working, I'm gonna use it.
Of course.
I change computers every 5 years, whether I need it or not.
Well, my everything I have is older than 5 years old.
Yeah, I think this one right here is somewhere around 8. And whenever Windows 7 came out,
Yeah, that's the last one that my old
Wow.
laptop was on
Okay.
7. Yeah.
Oh, Jen.
I fought 11 for a while, the Windows 11, and then I got it, and I've been playing and tweaked it, and I can handle it now for the changes, the few they made. Some of them are just
Bye,
stupid.
Brad.
Hey,
Bye,
Brad.
Brad.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see you, my
stopping
friend.
on, my friend.
I think she wants to go to bed, but she hates her cage.
Well, they'll learn to like that after a while. Yeah.
Well, I've only had her for 4 days. I'm not trying to train her. I do little
No,
things.
I understand that. But you know what I'm saying? Dogs, they don't really like it at first, but they get a little comfort from it later on, and then they like to go in there.
But there's no way I'm letting her run around my house at night when I'm not awake to chew
No,
on it.
not if you have
Once-
any kind of common sense. That's for sure.
I think once they get used to the idea that you're going to eventually let them out again, they're not so worried about going in there.
Oh yeah, she knows we're coming back. I had a picture on my phone of what one of my dogs did. One time I left her out. She was just like a mini pit bull, but I left her out for like a half hour to go vote. I came back and my entire lazy boy was shredded from one end to the other.
Oh my God! Yeah, see, that's the joys of pet ownership.
But she dragged it to the middle of the room and she literally shredded the whole thing. It just
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
I remember when the kids were little, right? And someone would do something, and I'd start, who in the heck was doing? And the dog would run right in that little kennel, that little cage, and he'd lock the door behind him. He knew he was okay in there.
she's laying down. But I can't bring that up and show it at the same time. I can spin a record for you.
Oh boy, music time.
This is one of my favorite records, but it's hard to find.
I can't read. Joe?
Travelers by Lou Rawls.
Oh, Lou Rawls. Okay.
But it's a kind of religious record.
Oh, is it? That's nice.
But the one that I like the best on this one, and I'm trying to find the exact name of it. Where is it? Did you stop to pray this morning? He does a great job of that. This is an old cat. I found this for $1 over at the store.
I have his
Shape.
I have the one everybody else has, the one with you'll never find another love like mine.
Yep. I mean, didn't have that many hits, but I know that this was the first group one of the first groups he was with, the Pilgrim. And I got it for $1, and I really enjoy it for being with
Man,
it.
that's fantastic. It's hard to get a record you really like for $1 anymore. That
Still
looks
in the
like brand new.
Still in the shrink wrap.
Yeah, looks like brand new.
I don't have that many records. I have less than 100 records in this house because I'm a CD guy, as you can see behind me. But I do enjoy that one. I play it often. I'll be sleeping. But other than that, I showed a few things last week that I got new, and a few I sold, which they all sold, by the way. I sold 4.
So you put them on eBay or Discogs? Where did you sell them?
I just held them up and said, look, someone wants to pay $15 and $5 for shipping and have them. All 180 gram.
Where was that at?
On Doc Show.
Oh, on Doc Show. Oh, is that right? Okay.
Before I got rid of them. It was
I'm getting a bunch of records because I haven't sold anything on eBay for years now, and I've probably got a fat stack about that big. And Patrick and Mazzy and these guys are doing record sales every week, and I'm thinking, well, hey, I can sell records on the internet like everybody else. Maybe I should try it because I need money in my bank account too.
I don't like fee pay, and I didn't really care about the money. They're probably worth 25 to 35 a piece, but I let them go for 15, and they're brand. I just bought them to frame them, like the newest 180 gram, just to have it, like Zeppelin. What was it? Zeppelin, House of the Holy, Disraeli Gear Mono. I can't remember the other two right now. My brain's going, but
so you bought them to do what? I missed that.
I bought them to frame behind me. When I used to have my office in the basement, I had 25 frames up.
Right.
So I bought all these nice, because to find an original House of the Holy in good enough condition, let's say, to frame, it's going to cost you $50 to $100, right?
Okay, so you sold what now? You sold the.
I bought the 180 gram version that came out in the last
Right.
years. I probably paid 30 to 35 to get it, and I just sold it for $15 because I didn't want it. There's no room to hang them all up here. I moved my office.
Oh, that's what happened. You bought too many.
Well, I didn't buy too many. In my office downstairs, I had room, and when I moved up here into
Oh, I see. It's something you bought in the past, and then because now you don't have room, so you're selling the stuff you
I
don't have room for.
frame anymore, and I said, well,
I understand. Now I understand what's going on.
Somebody might love it, and I didn't want to charge anybody a fortune, so I said, $15 is, for something that's worth 30 is worth it. And
well,
it's 40.
It's used too. You can buy them brand new for 30, so it's hard to sell it brand new used records.
I don't know. I haven't looked them up recently. I just know a lot of these records have gone over the hill. It's ridiculous.
Well, that record's still in print, so it hasn't gone toward. There's none left, and then they go over it. It's like, how do you get a rare record these days? Well, just buy one and wait, because they quit making them, and then they get crazy money.
Yeah, I was gonna.
This feels more natural.
This is a remake mono. I think it's mono. Yeah, this is the remake of the mono. That's in mint shape. It's a 180 gram. I bought it a few years ago. Limited edition, made in Germany. But to get one of these original mono in mint shape would cost you probably well over.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not doing that. That's for sure. Yeah.
But I bought this one, the frame, and I hung it up for a few years, and I said, okay, I'm just going to keep it, and listen to it once in a while. And then this is my favorite. I should show this one. It's the Hank Mobley Soul Station is my favorite album by him.
Soul Station's very good too. Yeah.
So I got this one. This is a stereo, and it's a true stereo, so that's a nice. But it's a reprint. It's not the original. And then my all-time favorite, kind of weird jazzy.
I love that record. I really love that record.
I paid.
So that's the Tone Poet there.
This is a Tone Poet. I paid more than I should have for this one. But yeah.
Well, they're like they're going. The Tone Poets now are up to like $40. That's what they're going for.
Yeah, I probably paid close to 35 when I bought. I bought this from that down when I was in North Carolina. That Noel guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure who. Yeah, but yeah, 35 for that record. That's what I paid. That is a great record. I love that record.
He has a store and he's online all the time up here. I can't remember his name, but I was down at his store and I figured I'll buy one album from him since I'm there, and I bought it. But these are some of the ones kind of thing I have laying around. But I used to have them all across my whole room, But I couldn't take the cold basement anymore, and I moved up to a regular room upstairs. Redecorated, put new carpet and all that crap. So I've limited myself to maybe 8 albums back there, and that's it.
So you can't do your show from the basement like Calloway does anymore. You can't do that kind of show.
Well, I can do anything I want. I just don't want.
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying you're not in the basement anymore.
I got 2,200 square feet empty down there.
Right.
Somebody wanted it, but I don't want it. Doc's been down there. It's cold, isn't it, Doc?
It's great when it's 90 out.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
I'd rather just stay up here.
Watch the puppy.
2 LP pets. I'm trying to read some of these too.
The Chromebooks. She wants to know if the Chromebook's any good.
I personally think if all you want to do is get on Chrome, it's fine. But for anything else, no. It won't let you put any other software other than what it came with. You can't load anything on it. Wow. To get a printer, you have to make sure the printer is for that Chrome. It does the Chromecast. And then on top of that, they have a 5-year, not really a time bomb in it, but it's basically set for 5 years. So he's
saying no. I'm not recommending it. That's what he's saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It'll go boom in 5 years.
It says, I'm thinking about Chromebook, and it says, do you recommend it? I say, if all you want to go online for the next 5 years, it works, but that's all you can do.
No, I wouldn't recommend.
If for $100, okay, go ahead, try it.
It has no practicality to it. No.
Yeah.
But if you want to burn CDs,
it's like the laptop I'm using. I bought it to go online with. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing on it.
All you want to do is go online. I don't even know if you can add a camera outside of what's on it, because whatever comes with the laptop you can use, but you can't add anything to the Chromebooks. Nothing.
Good, right. Not that you ever want to. You need to.
Because it has all its built-in apps in Chrome. It works. I've had one. I bought one for $150 on sale at when they went on sale at Christmas time. Gave it to my son to use. My grandson. I had school during COVID.
Right.
But it wouldn't work for that. I found out because you couldn't load anything else. I had to go buy him a different computer.
Oh my goodness. See?
Wow.
Because you need all this Microsoft crap for Teams and all this other.
We have a fifth anonymous person that wants to come up, but they're not coming up because I don't know who it is and they're anonymous.
Ooh.
So you may as well go away, anonymous person, unless you want to tell
And they're
us
not
who
showing
you
their face. Is that what's happening?
are. No, not showing their face. And
yeah, it's not a good thing. I don't like it.
Not showing anything else, I hope.
Well, you don't know. That's the problem.
Yeah. So
that happened once at the Doc show, I remember.
Oh, and they're gone.
Danger, Will Robinson.
See,
that's right. There you go.
Exactly.
I love that. That's cool.
Exactly. And they called us misfits, which isn't.
I like that. I'm gonna get one of those up from. Where'd you buy that, on Amazon or something?
Oh, I don't know. About 6 years ago, I bought it to show my grandson. But
I love that.
he does more. I just have to find I can't forget where the button is. You got to press it, and he does 100 more.
I used to watch that show all the time.
I don't play it.
Oh,
I don't play with my toys enough to remember where all the buttons are.
That's right. That's good.
Somewhere. Dang, where'd it go?
The robot was my favorite character. He was like that Mr. Smith. I don't know. I just couldn't. He is not a nice person.
I'm getting upset that I forgot where the button was. I know this button.
Danger, Will Robinson.
But if you wanted to say more, you got to press a different button. Where the hell?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's on his feet.
The function of an environmental control robot is to supply all data pertinent to this particular field. Cannot compute. Programming data insufficient. I will accompany you. You may need protection. Due to worn conditions of memory bank, compliance impossible. My power supply is getting very weak.
Anyway. Yeah, so you can have them just say the one thing or say a bunch of them.
I think that's what Tim was saying the other day. That my power
supply is getting very weak.
well, that's what was wrong with my computer. It wasn't accepting my power supply, and it was down to 8%, and there was nothing I could do about it. This computer's about to die permanently.
Jeez. Ooh.
Oh, Kimba can come up. I don't know if I've ever had.
Yeah, Kimba will never come up.
Is there Dr. Struggled all the streets?
That's
They ought to make one.
life.
I barely measure up. I'll give you $1,000 to come up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Doc. I don't have any of the cool things Doc has. I can't show puppets marching around the screen or dancing or anything. I don't have any of that stuff.
I have puppet news.
Uh-oh.
Did you know there is a Jerry Anderson connection between Thunderbirds, basically, and Batman 1989 movie?
Didn't know.
No.
Remember in the Batman 89 movie, the Joker's chemical factory blows up?
No.
No?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'll say yes.
That was a long
Don't tell
time
me
ago.
they just took that out of an episode of Thunderbird.
Yeah, well, the Joker's making all these chemicals and all that, and the Batman throws the Batmobile and it's blowing everything up and driving out and whatnot. Then the other part where the Batwing's flying around and it's going down and it's gonna crash into the cathedral there and it remember all those exploding things? Well, the same guy who made things blow up in the Thunderbirds made things blow up in Batman.
Oh, the Thunderbird. Yeah.
Wow.
The same guy, Derek Meddings.
I don't remember people's names like you do.
Yeah, well, I was watching it with the commentary on. Tim Burton was commentating, and talked about Derek Meddings and Thunderbirds. I went, really? No kidding. Makes sense now. Everything that blew up in that Batman movie was done with miniatures by Derek Meddings. Boom.
Yes,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Rod's got something to show now.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I do.
Do you know how to make them bigger? Or are you afraid to touch the computer?
No, it's fine. What?
I can,
You see this Count Basie?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. The next thing you need to see is this Pablo label.
Okay, it looks like a.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. These things, this is the best kept secret ever. These things are phenomenal. This sounds better than a UHQR, sounds better than a direct to disc, all that stuff. And you can get these. I just bought, where's the one I just bought? I paid like 19 for this one. I got this one, Milt Jackson, right? With Count Basie. I just paid, I think, $9 for this one. I got this one for $3.99. This is on eBay. It's still in the shrink.
I think I have a couple bases on that label, actually.
Yeah.
So you're saying the label.
Unbelievable. I was so, that Poetry in Plastic, Michael, he did a video and he was talking about, him and Mazzy and Patrick, the vinyl archivist, and the Wax, they all went to a show up there in Seattle. They all met up at Mazzy's house and they went to the audio show. And, they're showing off all their fancy hi-fi gear. Well, they were using a record like this to show off the equipment. And so he went and looked at the record and then he bought one and he made a video and he said, listen, this is the most dynamic record I've ever heard in my life. And the thumbnail for his video was that Maxell commercial, where the guy's hair is blowing and the lamp shades backwards. Yeah. I can't recommend these Basie records enough. It's just, and actually, what is it? Analog Productions made this record. I saw one on eBay with $695 for the Analog Productions version. I bought this one for like $15 and amazing, happy. And like I said, I bought, and there's the thing about eBay. If you put it on your watch list, this one was $5. Okay. And I said, well, I'll just put it on the watch list. I'll kind of make a list of stuff. And I went back the next day and they had reduced it to $3.99 because of some of them, they'll give you a discount. They've got like on a timer. If you put it on the watch list for so long, they automatically will give you a deal. And a lot of things like that happen. If you do eBay, that's a new thing that they've got. So it was at $3.99, right? Yeah, I'm buying that for $3.99. Are you kidding me? And look at this. The Pablo record even has the OG inner sleeve, even is poly-lined on the inside. I mean, they're really, and this is 77, this came out.
$3.99 and $45 shipping.
No, it's $4.
No, not in America.
Yeah, this is in Canada. That Canadian post is a ripoff. I can send this many. Hey, I can send this many records to Hawaii for like $15 from Georgia.
Just takes.
But I can't send 2 records to Canada. It costs $25 to go to Canada for 2 records.
Yep.
That's what I felt bad when some people wanted to, ask me, "Do you send to the UK?" I'm like, sorry, I can't do it.
The UK and Canada is about the same almost.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just can't do it. It's just too much money.
Well, yeah, just to send stuff. So, Rachel's Ghost, her channel there, I wanted to send her some records and it was only, about this many. It was $70. I said, hang on a minute. Whoa, I've got to rethink this. I don't want to spend $70 to send you some free records.
CDs one time, a Rolling Stones mono set, but you do it sometimes for fun, for friends. But I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I ran a contest, the first contest I ever ran, and I had 3 winners, and one of them was in Israel. I wasn't happy.
Tim was not a happy camper.
Cost like $30 to send an $8 record. I wasn't
Hello, Rob Scure.
Yeah, look, he's His son's in
Oh,
Copenhagen.
Rob's here.
Oh, he's coming back.
This record here, Count Basie, of course, he plays the piano. And when he hits the lower register of the piano, it's shaking the room.
Hmm.
And then you got Joe Pass on the guitar, and Joe Pass is picking on the guitar, and the picks are hitting me in the chest. I've never listened to a record have that much power in it, ever. I've never heard of any record that the piano, when they play the piano, it shakes it like a big bass drum or something. It's the energy on the record is amazing. And
I'll have to get one.
it captures stuff that no other record that I have can capture. You buy $150 record, it doesn't have the power this one has. And there's like say there's
I've got
a bunch
couple.
of
You'd be shaking your heads if you knew why I have them. I started watching Jerry Lewis movies, and Count Basie is featured prominently in a couple of Jerry Lewis movies. And I liked the music, so I found the albums, and they were on that label. I found them really cheap, and they're good label. That's why I have them, because of Jerry Lewis.
Well, it's now if you don't know what this is, it's like big band music. It's got lots of horns and it's got lots of power.
Yeah.
So, and the drum kit. What's this one? Yeah, this one here. The drum kit is mic'd up on this thing, and the drums are like just jumping off the speakers. Couldn't be happier with that stuff.
There's high fidelity.
They are very high fidelity, and they're not that stupid money that they want to. They don't want to charge you $150 or $85 for that record either.
I felt that about the drum solo in the Dave Brubeck.
Time Out. Take five. Time Out.
When I heard that on a high quality record, and you hear that for the first time in really good stereo, it's like phenomenal too.
Guess what? This one is twice as powerful.
Well, I'll have to get one and figure it out.
It's unbelievable. It just doesn't. It just defies logic because, like you say, I have that one on an audio file, 45 RPM, the whole 9 yards. So I know what it sounds like because I own the record.
Right.
And so many people point to that part of that record and talk about how great it is, how that's like the definitive moment in hi-fi. And then you put this on and you shake your head. It's unbelievable.
I always enjoyed the Beach Boys in my room in true hi-fi, true stereo.
Right.
Very clean production. But no, it'd be interesting to look up a few because that's in the same area of the jazz I like. So
yeah, big band, and I put a video out, of course, about it. And I had one fella, he made a comment. It's about time someone's doing some big band music on here. I love that stuff, and no one ever makes videos about it.
I don't own a lot. Excuse me. Trying to read what is it? Oh. The puppy snoring.
Snoring. You know,
I do have it.
Yeah, when you said Kenny Dorham, I said, well, maybe he knows about this record. I've only listened to it the one time, and it's going to take me a few to kind of get the hang of it. But this is point of departure. See, this is the point where they start getting a little bit out of here. So I can take that part. Yeah, I've got to have the Parker family going. Makes Tim Day right there.
This will blow the china right out of your cabinet. Break every. What high fidelity you can get off the top?
You got it on my phone anyway.
Oh.
It's not high quality. I mean, it's 300K, but I still got it. Listen to it. That's how I listen to half my music is just on my phone. Nice headphones. I got some speakers in here that are pretty good. But I stopped spending money on stereo equipment about 10 years ago and just have some decent, blue.
Speaking of which, I got the stereo.
Pardon me?
Count Basie was in Blazing Saddles. Really?
I remember the movie, but haven't watched it since it came out.
Take a while to look for it.
Maybe he was by the piano in the saloon.
I don't know.
I'm assuming so. Yeah, when it comes to records, I'm the last guy to ask too much about. But I do.
You
So
don't
I've
have
been
your $2 yet? Oh,
I've been pretty prolific with making videos here lately. Didn't make one for probably, I don't know, 2-3 months, and then I've made like 7 every day. I've been making a video here lately.
prolific. I'm
I
the
haven't
opposite.
the kids going. I haven't watched anybody's video, not even Doc's.
Yeah,
Haven't
I
made it?
haven't made any
I mean,
videos.
since Sunday, I haven't seen anybody's because I've been
Well,
having
I
kids
did the regular shows, but I haven't made any videos.
12 and a half hours with kids. I just don't get nothing done. They're all wanting something. It's
I got
summer. They
some
want to be out.
cereal to eat, and I haven't even got it out yet.
I ate those fake Cocoa Puffs the other day, just trying them, and it gave me a stomach ache.
Oh,
Like,
Ooh.
What is a fake Cocoa Puff?
well, they're from
Fake-
Aldi. I don't know who makes them. They're called Cocoa something or other. I thought,
Oh, you mean it's the no name brand? Okay, I hear you now. Yeah.
so I ate a reasonable sized bowl, thinking I haven't had cereal in a long time because I'm a diabetic. But if you ask, screw
I
it.
was thinking, yeah.
And
If
next
you're
thing
not, if you keep eating that, you'll be a diabetic. So yeah.
I was, but I'm like, oh, maybe it was the corn or something. I just made out of. I ended up with a stomach ache, so I said,
are you sure it wasn't the milk and not the cereal?
well, I use almond milk here, so it's usually
Oh,
not,
okay, then it wasn't the milk.
but because my
Was
grandkids
it the A1 or the A2 milk? There you go.
my grandkids eat organic milk, but I don't drink enough milk of either kind to bother. I mean, we're talking maybe 4 to 8 ounces an entire week, so it's not worth me buying.
No,
Yeah.
I stopped drinking milk too because it's a lot of carbs in milk. People don't realize there's a lot of carbs in it. It is.
Well, the almond milk I get is they come in quart, like a quart.
Okay.
It's shelf stable, and I get them over.
Yeah.
I get them at Costco. You get like 10 or 12 pack for like $10, and I can leave them on the shelf for 6 months. Pull one out, put it in the refrigerator, lasts me 3 weeks, and it's no sugar, no nothing. It's just barely anything.
What I do every day, I have a little bit of cream in my coffee, and we just get the whipping cream and put that in there. And it's no carbs in it. It's just, it's mostly just fat. So it's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
the only time I drink coffee is when my daughter comes in and stays the night because coffee.
Yeah, the only time I drink coffee is like all day. That's about it.
Well, I do in the winter, but in the summer I try not to because it just seems to be a little bit more money for. I mean, it's getting to be what, $8-10 for just a little pack. It's ridiculous.
Well, what we're doing, we're going on Amazon now, and we're buying coffee on Amazon. And I'm done with those K cups because since I retired, I'm drinking more coffee. It just gets to be too expensive for putting it into Keurig, and then I'm running down there every week spending $30. So no, we quit doing that. And my son is out of the Navy now, so he's moved back home. He's going to be going back to school. So in the meantime, he's living here. So now we got 3 people drinking coffee. So we just got a Mr. Coffee. It's a real nice one. It's a stainless steel with the carafe. So it goes in there and then it just stays warm. It's not on a burner, right? So it stays fresh. But we make like 3 pots a day. So it's not like we even have to worry about it. It's always fresh.
I should come tail in after you guys because when my daughter makes her coffee, when she's done, I just say pour more water in and I'll drink the second half. So I just let it run through the same grounds again. Because I'm just a cheapskate, and plus she buys a strong coffee, like dark roast, and she makes it like with 4 scoops for 2 cups.
It's way too strong, right?
So I run it through again, and if she's there, I just have a nice cup of coffee that way. So
it's perfect after, right? Just have yourself one little.
I'd run it through a second time the next day, but then it gets kind of
it starts to get. Especially down here in Georgia, you'd already have mold and stuff growing on it. It's amazing how fast that stuff grows on down here.
What?
Hey, Dusty.
Cheap enough.
I guess I'm the crew.
Hey, crew.
And the rest.
Why are you the crew?
Hey, Dusty. How you doing, buddy?
Is this a 3-hour tour I have to worry about?
There's nothing wrong with being a cheapskate. I'm one of the biggest cheapskates around.
I did buy a new shirt when I went to Camp Ensemble. First one in probably 10 years. I bought a brand new one.
What in the world?
Congratulations.
Tractor Supply for $16.99.
I have to laugh. Tractor Supply. That's where he buys it. He buys his first new shirt.
I just happened to be there looking for a wrench or something that my.
No, it's a nice shirt, but it's. I didn't even know they had shirts there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was normally 24 something, which is ridiculous for a shirt, and they had it on sale. I thought, I haven't had a new shirt since Kmart collapsed.
Right.
So everybody run to your local TSC and get some fashions.
Well, believe me, $24 for a shirt is not a lot of money these days.
Well, it is to me, but like I said, I bought my wardrobe at Kmart before they collapsed here in Michigan, and they're probably 5 to 10. I bought this 10. I went out and bought 10 black shirts, 10 blue shirts, 10. I just bought them up when they were $5 a piece and threw them all in the closet, and I'm going through them.
They last. That's right.
And when they start falling apart, I dye them. I take the T-shirt like this and I'll dye it if it starts fading. You buy black dye and you dye it. Dye it. We put it in dye.
Yeah, you dye it.
Get it
He
redyed.
doesn't want to go on a diet. That's what he heard. Diet? Oh my God, I can't do that.
Well, I'm maybe I live in the past. I still darn my socks if I have to.
No, I throw them away. The socks are so cheap. You can buy a big bag of them, good ones and I run through a lot of socks because I wear socks. I'm from Canada, so I always wear socks in the house. I don't go barefoot.
I'm barefoot too right now.
No, I don't do barefoot. I'm always wearing socks. So
I don't do barefoot either.
on the wood floors.
I sleep in socks. I know some people find that disgusting, but I sleep in socks. I do not like to have bare feet.
I do not like to have bare feet either. And then when it gets really cold in the wintertime, there's an odd night when my feet are getting. I said no. I'll take my socks off, and my feet will get cold, and then I'll have to take me because you put them under the covers. It's cold. So there's a few nights in the winter when it's cold. I will wear my socks to bed.
I think Kmart or Kresge or somebody started here. Yeah.
But I put a fresh pair on. I don't wear the socks that I've been wearing all day because it's not hard to change a pair of socks.
The Kmart headquarters was in Troy, Michigan. That's all.
I found SS Kresge's final resting place once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Soft Woodward, somewhere around. There's a graveyard somewhere around where the old state fair used to be. Somewhere in there. I was hunting up Aretha Franklin's tomb, and I found SS Kresge. I'm like, hey, there's SS Kresge.
I used to like going in Kresge's when I was a kid, and you'd pop a balloon and see what it cost you for your Sunday. They had different prices from a penny to 50 cents or whatever, and you'd pop the balloon and tell you if it's 20 cents or whatever.
We had Kresge's and Newberry's, and they were basically the same store. I mean, they were interchangeable. They were right next door to each other. Literally, you walked out of Kresge's and you walked into Newberry's. So, when we
the east, northeast, and what do we call ourselves here? I don't even know what Michigan is. It's not too far east and it's not too far west. It's like mid.
There.
We had Ben Franklin and Kresge and
McCrory.
Yeah. When I lived in Minneapolis, we had a Ben Franklin. That's where I bought my first LP record. Was at Ben Franklin with Grand Funk. It was $3.99. Man, I bought it. I think I rode up there on my bicycle and I brought it that way.
I used to get most of mine at Corvettes. If you ever heard of them.
Never heard of that one either.
It was like a Sears, cheap Sears.
A Sears, okay.
That's what it's like. It's kind of like Montgomery Ward Sears. It's called
right. Well, I lived in the suburbs of Minneapolis. It was a place called Coon Rapid, and we had a supermarket which was a local guy named Jensen. That was Jensen's, and then we had Hanson's Drug because that's the local guy his name was Hanson, so it was Hanson's Drug, and the only kind of name place was Ben Franklin. That was the only kind of like a chain that was in that little kind of strip mall up there. And that was a mile away from the house. There was nothing between where we were and then that little strip mall.
The only reason I went to Kmart because I lived here, like I literally lived a block away from Kmart. That's why I went for kids and children. I went to Kmart because that was the closest.
And then when we we moved to Canada. That was, like I say, about 2 blocks away. There was a Kmart, and that's where I used to go look for records and stuff. I used to get a lot of deleted type records. They would have little punch holes at Kmart, and I got some. You can get some kind of rare records that way, deleted records.
Yeah, everybody had those back in the day. There used to be so many places.
Cut
There
out
were
bins, they
probably
called it.
20 stores in my little town that sold records. Maybe more than that. It
Well,
was
when we were
amazing.
younger, they even had them at hardware stores. You could buy records.
They were at
and
grocery
gas
stores.
stations.
Grocery stores would get records. Every discount
Barber
store,
shops.
pennies.
I bought Let It
We
Be
had
at a
this
gas
local
station
chain
on the
called
way back.
Nichols. It was a big
Where
department
did you buy
store,
Let
all
It
the other
Be?
ones, but it was local.
On the
We
way
had
back
daily
from Cedar Point, and when I was like 12 years old, it was a year or so after it came out. Because you only have so much money when you're 10 to 11.
Yeah.
I'm driving back with my mom from Cedar Point in Ohio, and the gas station we stopped, and I bought it, and I had that thing for 50 years.
So at a gas station you bought it. Okay.
Bought it at a gas station, and for 50 years I had that same record, and then I found out it was counterfeit.
Oh,
50 years to figure out it was a counterfeit copy. It looked pretty
Wow.
good. But now I have the real one. About 10 years ago, I bought a real one. I got it up there, and it says Ronnie in the whole shot. The bell sound and the Ronnie and the triangle and everything's on it. But I never realized for all those years mine was a counterfeit.
Wow.
They did counterfeit that. Even the gatefold, they counterfeited them.
Didn't even know they had done that. Yeah.
Phase Drugs. Phase Drugs had a really nice record department. They were a drugstore.
I know Ace Hardware.
Payless Shoes used to sell records.
Okay, that I don't remember, but we used to have one down the street on Hoover and 13, which you're familiar with, Doc, but they aren't. Yeah.
I'm getting a new pair of clogs and the latest Kinks album, both at the same time.
Clogs.
They melted the ones down that didn't sell and made them into shoes.
I was never a clogs kind of a guy. That was not my style.
Yeah, we had these big clogs, had like 5-inch heels on them. You might as well say you lived in Holland.
That brings up something, because I was looking at an old black and white show one time, and they showed, I don't know, it was Humphrey Bogart or someone had wooden ones made, right, to make them taller, and they looked exactly like the stuff that you wore in the 70s.
Okay.
But he had them made special for the movies so he could be taller.
Platform things, yeah.
Yeah, like a big old platform. I said, man, those are the same. This is 1940. And this is the same thing we're wearing in the 70s, basically. And I thought, I think it was Bogart. I can't be sure, but I remember seeing but they were made of wood. They had wood, it was carved out of wood.
Right. That's back in the wood and the metal and the brass and all that. You didn't have all the plastic and all the stuff we got.
Oh, they made maybe it was leather. I was looking at like layers of leather, but either way, it was interesting because they looked just like the platform shoes we wore in the 70s.
Sounded like a horse coming from the hole.
I saw some chicks wearing bell bottoms the other day, on one of these shorts, and they're all running around, and they look like the same bells that you wore in the hip hugger bells. I'm like, wait, well, that's coming back now.
Yeah, had little flowers on them and stuff.
I mean, this one was they were just huge bells. They were like almost the elephant bells. I'm thinking, wow, I didn't know that was coming back.
Kind of like baggies. They get really big, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was more of the straight tie, like the Billy Joel when he had the straight tie thing, when he was trying to do the old stuff. Back in the 80s, they brought back the little straight.
The 80s had the skinny ties. Yeah, I had a few of those.
I was a skinny tie guy, I didn't like those big fat ones in the 70s.
I had one of those. I had a skinny leather one. I don't know if I still have it or not. It was a leather tie.
Shoots with the collar all the way out to here and big fat.
Oh yeah, no. What's his name? He guy has a YouTube channel. He's Rob from Boston. Have you ever seen his channel?
He wear leisure suit on it.
Rob from Boston. He's like about 60-something years old. He's got the flared out shirt. He's got all the chains around his neck, and he's Rob from Boston. He got the latest records here. Oh, he's great now. He's been on the VC probably as long as anybody. He's one of the oldest VC members out there.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Rob, and he's great. He's comments on my video quite regularly. Of course, I found him first, and I commented on his stuff, and then he subscribed to me after that. But I have watched a few other people, and they were talking about him. So I said, okay, I need to find out about Rob from Boston because yeah, he's one of the stalwarts of the VC for sure.
Well, Beetle Babe says every 30 years as well. Some of my wardrobe will come back in fashion now because some of it's 30 years old.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig out my old leisure suit.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore, thank God. I got rid of that in 1978, I think. I had a pale blue one, robin egg blue one with dark stitches.
Oh, horrible thing.
My stepfather had a lime green one. I thought, oh my God.
What is that now?
It's leisure suit. My stepfather back in
leisure suit. No, I never had a leisure suit. No, I never did that.
I remember him wearing one that was like lime green.
Oh yeah, they had the lime green and the baby blue, and that's what the colors were.
I remember my cousin's wedding. This is like 1974 or 75, so I'm like 12.
All pastel.
It was my birthday. They got married on my birthday. So me and my twin brother had to go to this wedding on our birthday, and we were not happy about it. And they dressed us up in our leisure suits, and almost everybody there was in a leisure suit. And I'm just like, even back then, I was like, oh, this is horrible.
In Winnipeg, a friend of mine got married. It was about 75, and I think I went and rented a tuxedo kind of, and it was blue. It was like a leisure suit color. And another guy had one of the lime green, or not lime green, but a shocking green. And I had a blue one. And yeah, it wasn't like a suit. It was just, that's what you could go rent. That's what they had.
Hey, whatever's popular, we wore it, I guess.
Yeah,
well, I used to bell bottoms too, Beetle Babe, but we're talking the late 60s and early 70s.
Yep, the worst pair, when I was 15, I had a bright red pair of corduroy bell bottoms with a white belt.
Hello, Daryl.
And a shirt. Those were the days, huh?
Oh, Rob's got to go.
Well, pick up your buddies, your family, and have fun.
Yeah, have a good time with your family, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose I should do this again.
I wasn't expecting a show of any kind tonight. I was watching all the Pee Wee Herman tribute stuff.
I wasn't either. I was sitting here debating it right till almost 9 o'clock.
Hello, Penny Lane.
So that's why you had Pee Wee Herman on the brain when you showed up.
Oh yeah, it was all I watched for the past 2 hours. Everybody. Oh, here we go.
Trying to get it focused, but
look, it's the Brady Bunch.
That's what it looks like. I'm trying to. My camera goes in and out.
There.
That's.
Oh, it's the Bee Gees.
I'm trying to. That's me. That's my little brother, Kurt Pratch, and my twin brother. They always said I look like Peter Brady. But we're all wearing laser suits there, but I can't focus it.
The color's nice. It's not like a lime green or a baby blue or something.
Yeah, those baby blue ones.
This is my 8th
I think that's what I wore. My friend had a lime green and I wore baby blue or something. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, no, that's I think what me and my brother had matching, like baby blue.
I think it looked like denim. It's kind of like denim from what I remember. But this is my 8th grade graduation.
Oh, it's graduation now. Okay.
When you're, I don't know how old you are in 8th grade, but that's
right.
14. So that's 1974.
Something like that, right?
So that's like a denim style.
I don't know, you look kind of like Barry Gibb.
Where I went to school, you didn't graduate till the end of high school. They didn't have all these graduations.
I didn't have that either.
Just high school. That's it. You get one graduation. High school.
That's as good as it got back then. I don't know where all that hair went. I lost all that hair.
I think I had a corduroy suit once.
I had a corduroy jacket when I was in Canada.
Oh, I disagree, Beetle Babe.
The thing I really wanted when I was a kid was one of the, because I like Mike Nesmith, was one of those suede jackets with the fringe. You know that he used to wear.
a nudie suit. Are you talking about the white nudie suit that he had?
Well,
no, he's talking about the leather jacket with the fringe.
yeah, the leather jacket, the
Oh,
white,
okay.
light brown
The
leather
cowboy
jacket.
style with all the fringe on it. Yeah, those are cool now. That's a cool jacket.
I wanted that
Well, that's-
so bad, but my parents would not,
Oh.
shell out the bucks.
No, it's a lot of money. They're not cheap. You don't find those jackets are not ever cheap. Yeah.
Even in 1972, it wasn't cheap.
No,
But
it's
that's what the
probably
nudie suit was like,
$150
only
in
it had matching
1970.
pants. It's called a nudie suit because the guy that made them his name was Nudie, so they called them nudie suits. And Graham Parsons had one, but Nesmith actually had one first. And I just watched the first an episode of the first season of Laugh-In, and Nesmith was on. All the monkeys were on it, but Nesmith was on it, and he's wearing his nudie suit in like '69. I didn't think he had.
And there you go, folks.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Some of the clothes we had then I still enjoyed, and some of them I thought we were nuts. But that's it goes like that for everybody. I didn't mind the tube tops the girls wore and the little what do you call them, hip huggers and the
The hot pants and the short shorts. Those were good. And the mini skirts. I like the mini skirts.
I wasn't complaining. You're
No.
15 years old and some girl walks up and you know.
No, I remember I had a boss in the mid '80s that said, whoever invented those little silk striped shorts that all the girls were wearing should get like a Nobel Prize.
Well, you remember back then too when roller skating was really hot, hot thing to do.
It was, right.
And you had like
Hey,
Raquel
Mason.
Welch and all those people doing all those roller skating, beating each other up stuff, all those girls. And
The roller derby.
yeah, it was fun. You got Raquel Welch, roller derby, and silk pants or silk shorts.
Silk shorts, right.
The good old days.
Yeah, and you gotta have the white shoes with the big pumped up cloggy
The platform.
platform heels. Yeah.
I think the worst I got was a white belt and a white one of those big fat bands on your watch.
Oh, you had to have the big band. That's right.
Oh,
the
yeah.
big
The wider the band, the better.
The wider, the better.
Could have been a weapon, I guess.
Feathered hair.
Who?
Feathered hair.
Well, mine was too curly to feather, but yeah, my sister had feathered hair.
White shoes and white belt. Yes, that's the look. Yes.
That was my favorite look, like a Dorothy Hamill type cut, and the girls with the feathered hair and that. That's what I liked. I think they called it Dorothy Hamill cut, whatever.
Yeah, kind of like Farrah Fawcett.
1976. No, this is see that was 1978. That's my wife and her graduation picture, but that was like a feathered.
I was gonna say you sure have changed.
That's not me. That's you see my wife. It looks similar.
Well, yeah, but you were holding up pictures of yourself, so.
I just happen to have this one. I keep this one. She gave this to me when she graduated. I still have it.
Remember, Doc can't see like he used to see. He thought that was you with hair.
45 years later. No.
Right, Doc?
No.
Well, yes, of course.
That's me with hair, if you can.
Now we're
Right,
back to Barry Hood again.
I got other ones.
Your wife's better looking than you with hair.
Thank God. And all the girls took after. I got 4 daughters. Thank God they look better. That's why we have wives, to be our better half, right?
That's for sure.
That's what it's about. If it was just about us, I did have one other one on here, but I
I'm
can't.
sure feathered hair looked cute on you, Jen.
Yeah. Steve sent me this, Oswald's grave from Texas.
Wow.
Because he went and visited. I didn't get to go back the last time to Texas to see the grassy knoll and stuff. So he sent me some pictures when he was just down there this last week.
So that's where they buried the rabbit.
The what?
That's where they buried the rabbit.
Oswald.
Okay. I got the joke now.
Hmm.
Oswald Rabbit. Okay.
Ew.
On his back. Yeah, that's right.
It took me a minute there.
Yeah.
I'm not as quick.
Disney stuff.
Yeah. That's, I don't know if we can come in or not.
Oh yeah, you got a beard and everything.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
when I was 20. I was 20, I think.
Oh, you were 20.
43 years ago or something. She looks the same. I don't. We all get older. Getting old sucks, you know.
Bah!
Yeah.
You scared me there. Didn't mean to scare anybody. I was trying to find the one. You guys had seen it before. I was trying to find the one picture, but I think this is the one wearing a Guyana shirt. It's like has a strap in the back and puffy sleeves, and wearing bright red corduroys with a white belt. Can't see it in the picture, but that's 1974.
That's a very
Yeah,
Peter
74
Brady.
was a pretty wild year for fashion. It really was.
It was crazy. That's one I keep on there because they don't. I think I was going on 15 there, and they're like, "You look just like Peter Brady."
It's true.
Even had a maid named Alice.
Well, now it's all my kids are the most important thing. But I got one last just to show if you want to see. These are my 4 girls. If they can even get it on there without it.
Well, there's a good looking bunch of ladies there. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes oldest to youngest from, I don't know, the side, whatever. I can't see.
You did good, buddy. There's a nice looking group of.
Well, anyways, they take after their mama, thank God. But the oldest one is over there, and then the second oldest, and then
You know what I like? I don't see any pink hair and earrings in the nose and all that stuff. That's what I like.
Yeah.
the one with the glasses, she's got tattoos all over. You can almost see it on her shoulder there. And now she's got a nose ring, and she's going on 40, I think. And the other ones, this is Hunter's mother. I see her right over here. I see them every day. And the other ones are in what I said, going to Alaska. So,
Right. Wow.
3 redheads and well, she was born a bright blonde, and now she's a not. But 3 redheads and I don't know what you call brunette. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So I always wondered about that 4th one.
That's right.
3 redheads in a row.
Milkman was from Norway, so you had to wonder about that.
When she was born, her hair was just completely white, you know, and it stayed that way till she was about 10, and then it completely went away. I'm proud of them. That's why I show them every now and then. The grandkids are even better. The grandkids are even more fun. I took I think I might have one more picture just for the hell of it, since it's a free for all kind of in some ways. The one of all the kids this last Christmas when I had all my grandkids with me. I hope it'll come in. That's all 6 of my grandkids.
Oh, you got them all sitting on you too, with grandma back there.
Got them all. So that's what keeps me happy.
Well, you got lots of. We've only got the oldest boys. Got 2, and that's it. The rest of them, we're still waiting.
I think that's it. We may end up with one more because my daughter's got 3. She wants one more, but everybody else don't want any. It's Mr. Steve. Where are you?
I was just showing you.
There's the Texas boy right there.
I showed the Oswald grave, and he said it was from Oswald Rabbit. In case you didn't hear that, Stephen.
I didn't. Yeah,
that was funny. It's the only thing that keeps me going these days because these kids, they're something worthwhile.
Steve coming back from Texas after hanging out with the Wilkersons.
Now life's going to seem boring. It looked like he had a lot of fun, according to Facebook anyways.
That's great.
Had orange cake and record shopping.
I was a little jealous of all the barbecue beef stuff and things, you know.
The leftovers.
Yeah, that Gary though, Wilkerson, he's a busy boy. I tell you, he does a lot of work out there for everybody. His family does a great job, and they're helping a lot of poor people and people in need. He's doing a great job.
That's great.
So it was way more fun than on Facebook. Well, I know you can't show everything, Stephen, but it looked like a nice time. There was a band they kept showing. I can't remember the name of it right now. Pretty good. They did All the Young Dudes and a bunch of other songs.
The Penguins?
Yeah, the Penguins. That's right. The Penguins.
Yeah, the Penguins.
They were pretty good.
The Penguins are great.
Dog's dead to the world. I can tell you about it if you send a link. Okay, well, let them up.
Oh, I've been putting links up, and I just didn't.
Yeah, they're tired of looking at my pictures. They want to hear a story.
Yeah.
Story time.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch y'all. I'll watch Steven up here.
Thank you.
So take care.
Thanks for having me, Ron. It was great.
Oh, he's gone.
See you, Ron. Nice seeing you again.
Bye, Ron.
Yeah, I don't get too much on that side of the town to see Ron and them. We're not doing the Partridge Family thing here too, are we?
Well, since I started this, we probably should. But I've been ignoring it too. But I decided maybe I better not.
This is the unknown partridge, right there. That's the unknown partridge.
Hmm.
Doc's got to come visit me in the next 3 weeks, though. Before the 20th.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe in 2 weeks.
Whoa!
Greetings. Is the connection okay? I mean, this is the old camera. I didn't plug in the new camera for this, but everything's fine. I'm not glitching or anything.
You're better than me. I'm sure I have the worst connection of anybody.
You've only frozen twice, Tim. Though you've done pretty good.
Yeah. Well, greetings, gentlemen.
Hi.
Greetings. So, are you back? Are you home?
I am back. I am back at home. I got back about 24 hours ago.
No.
And yeah, quite a time. We always have a great time there. And I actually filmed a lot of things.
Could be.
I filmed a lot of things that like going to the Barrow grave, going to Bonnie Parker's grave, going to Oswald's grave. And I filmed some more music footage of the Penguins that I didn't share, but a couple other people did. Spent a lot of time with Gary Wilkerson. And the reason I wanted to come up here and talk about that is because I actually got, hey, Ron, sorry you left when I came up. That always happens. Usually it's Doc's the one that leaves when I come up. But we actually got to go to the When We Love, the center with Gary. And, driving down the street just to get there, it's 105-degree heat. Not too much humidity, maybe 27, 30%, something like that. But there's just people out on the sidewalks, just you go and there's 5 here and you go another 10 feet and another 5 there. And it's pretty sad because you see that everywhere. But then we went inside the building and, what they have inside the building, they have this big area for people to come in and cool down. They have an area where they help mentor the people because a lot of these folks, have fallen on hard times. We did a long discussion with Gary. It's not all based on, people are going to automatically assume, oh, they're a bunch of drug addicts or this or that or whatever. That's not the situation. There is mental illness involved, bad luck, things like that. The drugs are probably 10%, 10 to 20% max. A lot of people that need help. So we went in and, like I said, there's this big area for everyone to gather. If they need to come out of the heat or out of the rain, an area to help train them how to do job interviews. And, they have volunteers, they have workers. Really, really wonderful place. We went to the warehouse, and in the warehouse, just all this furniture, used furniture, but for when they're able to find a house for a homeless person, they have anything from couches and desks to cribs for babies, things like that. And then there was a big cooler that was already empty by the time we got there, and we dumped it out and put in about 6 cases of water and ice. And as we're doing that, people are coming and asking for water, or taking the water. And a couple of them were hungry, so we gave them sandwiches because they have prepared sandwiches. I believe like bologna, maybe peanut butter, or bologna for kids who have, or for people who have peanut allergies, things like that. And I saw that they have a lot of things like Pringles type things, like little individual packs, Cheez-Its. No, I didn't just curse. And pretty moving experience to see that this is what he's in charge of. We're just looking at the one in Fort Worth. He's also got a place in Austin as well. And it's pretty amazing. Obviously, Doc was blown away. But yeah, it's inspiring, and it's something I think that if anybody has the time or the money, whenwelove.org is the place, because they survive on donations, grants, and things like that, and just he's doing so much. Plus, he did so much for us, as his friends. He took the time out of his day to hang out with us, drive us places. Really, really wonderful time, and I'm lucky to count him, to count you guys as my friends. And, this is, I think, a time that people don't take that into account. I mean, we're all here for a reason, and the 4 of us are here because we're friends. And I think that's ultimately what draws people like us together. DC, Ron Beaudry, Greg Mann. We may not be hanging out with each other, but we all genuinely like each other. And that's just me being, and Beans, that's me being a little bit maybe too serious for this. Mine is somewhere here. But yes, I have one.
Okay. Can I interrupt you for just a second?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
I'm going to do this later, but since he just showed, this is the first one of these I have done since Beans passed.
Yeah.
So I was going to show Beans at some point in time. That's it. Go ahead, please, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching all the feeds through Facebook since Gary asked me to join. I'm just my wife, and I was just flabbergasted by all the things he does do.
Yes.
Makes me feel bad on some accounts. And they had a fundraiser where we tried to match, so many funds, and unfortunately it wasn't met. But you do what you can,
Yeah.
If you're able to do something, do it. And if you can't, then they understand. But there's people out trying to make a difference. And Detroit, we have our own things going on over here too. But
yeah, exactly.
Harsher in the area, especially Arizona and Texas and places, because they are getting overwhelmed with a lot of immigrants and a lot of other issues. Mm-hmm. So it makes it more so where you're taking resources even more away from the communities to help everybody. And that's what
you never even hear about Mother Waddles anymore.
Well, we have other things going on here.
It used to be Mother Waddles all the time. Now you don't hear about it.
Without tuning any horns, I'm saying for the last 30 years, we've gone down to the Yorba Hotel in Detroit, and we feed meals, and we take turns. Mm-hmm. Like one church will do it one weekend, the other church will do it another week, and we do that. And now it's getting to where it's almost so unsafe to go. Finally, our church is wondering if we want to do it anymore, and that's a shame.
Yeah,
it has to get that way to go into the heart, certain parts of Detroit, and you're a little bit worried for the people you're sending out there.
Yeah,
because of more so mental illness, like you said.
Yeah.
Where someone could attack someone.
You know, and the thing about mental illness, and you know, I'm not going to, you know, make light of it. But there's different levels of mental illness. I can assure you that some of the people who have VC channels have some sort of mental illness. People who are in the chat room who attack others, they have a mental illness. They're not homeless. You know, they're not struggling and going to a homeless shelter to find a place to sleep or just to drink a bottled water. But it's a prevalent problem everywhere. And the sooner we stop judging people and accept people and start helping people, the sooner we'll take steps to rid ourselves of a lot of these issues, a lot of the violence, a lot of the homelessness. And it's I mean, I think that the whole COVID pandemic, you know, I know some people don't agree or don't think it was real. I understand you're going to think that. But the thing is I think that the pandemic really, really opened up a lot of wounds in America, opened up a lot of wounds in people themselves, you know, emotional wounds. It allowed people to drop their guard and either reveal the anger that was within or to be attacked or whatever. And you know, I think that, you know, the more people watch out for each other, the better we are. And that's, you know, I mean, maybe I should make a fart noise or something like that to sort of break the seriousness of this, but it is a serious issue.
No, do unto others that you'd have them do unto you. And then fortunately, we don't follow that rule all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we live in a world where we're you know, I mean, you know, I feel bad coming home with, you know, I bought a bunch of probably 6-7 CDs for Gary Wilkerson while I was there. And I bought something for a couple friends and stuff. And I didn't buy a whole lot for myself, but still coming home with that, you feel kind of bad, you know? Because you know that, you know, maybe I should have put the money towards a couple cases of water. But you do what you can do. You know, I mean, depression is a big thing that I go through, you know, and it doesn't help that there are people out there who prey upon, you know, the people that deal with that. But yeah, it's, I think it's an important thing that we just, you know, spend a little more time to stop bitching at stuff and, or start bitching about stuff and start just trying to be positive, you know. Works for me.
I'll say any little thing helps. Like, even if it's just see the guy that's on the corner every week, you know, maybe he's not doing what's proper. You can still hand him a water.
Absolutely.
That's the littlest you do. Just
yeah, absolutely. And I think that the people are going to you know, it's that whole people are going to eventually receive what they give out. You know, the thing that they exude from here, whether it's going to be anger or whether it's going to be joyfulness, I think that eventually these people are going to get something in return. I mean, I don't think that we should do anything because we expect something back.
That's right.
Unless it's a puffy taco.
Yeah. I deserve a couple of those, but you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You deserve a crate of puffy tacos.
It's called karma. It's called reap what you sow. It's called a lot of things, and people always have an excuse if they can't do something. But
yeah,
even my own brother, I'm like, well, you can afford cigarettes and booze, but for somehow you just can't afford your car payment. And I'm like, then he comes looking for it, and it makes me feel bad because I, you know, can't always help him. But I'm like,
come on, get happy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you some stuff that I got after all this.
Make them big.
All this serious talk. I'm sorry for bringing things down.
No,
But you know,
I'm glad
sometimes.
you had fun at least with your friends. But your friends
Oh my
are
gosh.
your friends are doing a great job down there.
Yes, it was incredible. I mean, all of them are. You know, Lanny Flowers, Danny Wilkerson, some of the best people I've met in the world. And I have a lot of friends who are musicians, and sometimes they're just mediocre. But then when you're friends with somebody, and then you hear their album, and you go, "Holy crud!" You know, this is right up there with anybody else. All the stuff. But anyway, here's the stuff I got. Now, I'm not a super huge Springsteen fan, but I like to buy the remasters of everything up until like the late 80s or whatever. So, I only needed a few. So I got Greetings from Asbury Park. These are the remasters, but they don't have bonus tracks. None of his remasters did. And Tunnel of Love. That's all I bought from him. Then I'd never seen this before. I know that nobody knows of this band called Spliff. It's a German band, and new wavy, and they're not great pop, but they're very quirky and very, very interesting songs. One of the guys ended up, not that anybody would remember, but there's a band in the late 80s called The Other Ones, and they had a hit with a song called Holiday. Might have been top 40, certainly top 100, but this was the band that one of those guys was in before. I picked this up because I didn't have this remaster. And if anybody knows, that's Nick Lowe and Dave Edmunds and Terry Williams and Billy Bremner. This is the version, like the version I have, it has the acoustic songs, the Everly Brothers songs. This one has live tracks on top of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Yep Rock did one too, even after that. I don't know what's on it for bonus tracks, but I think there's a Yep Rock version as well. That's a Columbia version, I'm pretty sure.
Is there a Yep Rock version? I would have bought that if I knew that.
I'm pretty sure there is because I have the Yep Rock vinyl, so I'm pretty sure they did a CD.
Oh, okay. And then these I never saw on CD before. 2 Bobby Sherman twofers. So a total of 4 Bobby Sherman albums. So
only $5.98.
And you guys know that I love the song "Sweet Gingerbread Man" by Sammy Davis Jr. Well, I mean, he's one of the people, but that's the version I play on Ski Lodge. And sometimes I play the Mike Curb Congregation version. He does a version of it on one of these albums. Not very good. It's not going to get played on my show. Yeah. I was happy. Go, oh my God, he does "Sweet Gingerbread Man," and then I listen. I go, oh my God, he does "Sweet Gingerbread Man."
On, give it a shot.
No, I'm not. There's a lot of other great songs like "Julie, Do You Love Me," "Easy Come, Easy Go."
Oh, you know those songs. Play the Gingerbread one.
Yeah,
Seattle.
Yeah, I wonder if Seattle is on one of these. I'm looking right now because this only covers the first 4 albums. Seattle is not on here or on any of the 4 albums.
Wow.
This one I picked up. Now, one of my Pop Night buddies is buying it, but I never see this out in the wild. And it's the group The Swingers, which is an Australian band. And this guy right here is Phil Judd, who was in early Split Enz. And then Swingers had like one of the biggest selling singles in Australia and New Zealand with a song called "Counting the Beat." And this is a CD version of that album. And like I said, I have not seen this in the wild since it came out, and that was probably a good 97. So, I mean, the album's from like 81, I think, 80 or 81. And then I bought this, the very best of Peter, Paul, and Mary. A little pricey at $9.98, but bought that. This one I'd never seen before. Al Wilson, best of, and this is his 70s recordings. And it has the song "Show and Tell," which is a big hit.
Yeah.
So I got that. And then here's one that my buddy John pulled out for me. And John Borak is Beatles author. He's written Beatles books and stuff. So he's like hardcore Beatles guy. So he pulls this out and he goes, oh, hey, I've never seen or I haven't seen this out in the wild for a while. I don't think it's extremely rare, but it's Paul McCartney, "Never Stop Doing What You Love." And this was and this was like a connection to Fidelity Investments. It was either given away to their employees or to their customers or whatever. And it's pretty much a best of.
I remember.
And the interesting thing about it is it has Once Upon a Long Ago, which has never been on any American compilation. And but it spans, solo and then the version of With a Little Luck is the edited version, which was on Wingspan. But still, to this day, Silly Love Songs is the single version has never been released. Oh, there you go.
Oh, everybody's got one.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't buy it because I thought that it was rare or anything. I bought it because, well, it has Once Upon a Long Ago, and I don't have that.
I didn't even realize it was on there. I found this at a thrift store for like $1 or less a long time ago.
Look at McCartney 3.
Mine's buried back there, but I'm not going to go get it.
But you have that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice little single disc compilation. I didn't pay too much for it.
I'm also a member of Fidelity.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it was like $6 or something. So I knew it wasn't going to be rare. I mean, if I saw it and it was like $22 or whatever, I'd go, oh, that's rare. But for $6, these stores know what they've got now because of the internet. They go to Discogs and stuff. Forever Young is a great place. It has the opening of it is the shape of a jukebox, but boy, I called it forever overpriced. Lanny Flowers calls it forever in debt. Because you can walk in there and a CD that you find somewhere else for $7, $8. Now remember, of course, I'm looking for CDs. So I'm not flipping through the vinyl. The guys are telling me how expensive the vinyl was, but something I could find for $5, $6 somewhere is like $9 or $10 there, minimum.
Well, today's $9.98 is yesterday's $6.98.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Josie's was pretty good. That's sort of near Dallas, or in Dallas, I believe. And then I think the best shop that we went to was a place called Doc's Records. Ironically enough, it is, yes, DOC''S, Doc's Records. And that was in Fort Worth. And that sort of
our goons are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that was that's where I bought most of the stuff, like the Bobby Shermans for $5.98 and stuff. That place is kind of divided. Like 2/3 of it is records, CDs, whatever, music stuff. The other third is like people selling like tie-dye shirts, things like that. So it's like a little market type thing, but really cool. So if anybody's in that area, I definitely recommend Doc's Records, then Josie's Records. And if you want to spend more money, if you make a lot of money and you don't mind, if you go on Discogs, I'll find a CD on Discogs for $26, right? On one vendor, and maybe $23 another vendor. And then from Forever Young, $99. So they're overpriced in person and online. So.
Wow.
We got one of those places here. That's why I never took Doc to it. Everything you touch, even the $22 brand new one you can get online, they got it for $45.
Yeah.
They think everything's gold.
Yeah.
I call those places museums because they're clearly not there to sell anything.
Ridiculous.
They're just there for people to come in and look.
Nobody's buying anything. How come?
Well, look at what DC says. He'd like to do a live version. Yeah. I'm assuming live rendition of Sweet Gingerbread Man. On the upcoming or on an upcoming ski lodge. I can arrange that. Maybe the first live performance. I was hoping maybe to bring in Burl Ives, but I can't. Yeah. Yeah. And then John Borak, me, and Mike Lidskin, we're going to start. I keep saying we're going to start a Sunday night show. It's just going to be 20, 30 minutes, talk about new releases or whatever. And then we're going to bring in a musical artist. That's really the main reason of doing it. So basically just have somebody come on, do an acoustic set, 2-3 songs and out. No more than 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. No cool little conversation. Well, no chats like this. But I keep saying we're going to do that. And I've been saying it for the last year, but I can't even get a Beans report going, cause my mind is always racing. I'd love to do those. Just gather some of your friends up and just talk. Next time we do it, Tim, in fact, I was thinking about this. When we do a Beans Report, we're just think of a subject. And when I say
that's what I'd like to do. That's my
yeah, just go like just think to think about a couple things and just say we're going to talk about the price of used CDs, or I mean that's a ridiculous thing to talk about, but I'm just bringing that up, like CDs versus vinyl. That'll be the subject. That's what we talk about. We'll dance around it too. We'll come up, all of us, we go off on many different directions.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, have a subject and it'll say like, the Beans Report, Doc's new glasses, and then that'll be the main subject. And then we'll talk about other stuff.
Oh, we usually talk about puppet shows.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand why anybody would want a CD player these days. Just buy a Blu-ray player. It's got a better DAC than a CD player has. It's going to sound better than a CD player.
Yeah. So I play mine.
Just do that.
I don't have a Blu-ray player. I want to get one to plug into my computer so I can watch Blu-rays. But I stopped buying Blu-rays. I got promos of some, a couple years ago. And what you want me to send promos to you, Doc?
I'll mail you mine.
Time is moving at a rapidly scary speed. Yes.
I'll send you mine. I got a Blu-ray player that connects to the computer.
Oh, do you? Like
I'm not using.
Yeah, I have a Mac, so I'm sure. Yeah.
Does it have USB?
Yes.
It runs on 2 USB.
It's not a Chromebook.
Just have the right codecs. That's all. Make sure, you probably have to download the right codecs.
Yeah, of course.
To make it work.
DC says, do you guys feel time is moving at a rapidly scary pace?
Yes. Pink Floyd's?
I have been back from Texas for 24 hours. It doesn't even feel like I was in Texas. I was there for 6 days or whatever. I cannot believe that it came and went so quickly. Yet during that time, you're just taking everything in. I mean, I'm sure, Robert does the same thing when, he goes camping with his family or whatever. You're just taking it all in, and then all of a sudden it's over.
Well, the only thing that stretches out, I have children for 12 and a half hours. It seems like 24.
Yeah.
But when they're not here and I've got the whole day free, it goes by like that. I'm like, I look around and I said, it's already 3 o'clock. I just got up,
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, when's 6:30 coming for the mom to pick them up? It takes forever, but yeah, it all depends on what you're doing. But especially when I have a day free, I'm like, where did it all go? I can't even believe I was working one time 12 hours a day. Now that I'm retired, I work just as hard.
Yeah.
Where did the time go?
It's crazy because I have patience for a lot of things, except for like street dates, or when you order a CD and it's like, it says it's gonna be here Tuesday comes, and then you're going, it's not here, and you check and it's 2 days late. I don't have patience for that, but I have patience for everything else. And when you order stuff, or when you see a CD's coming out August 4th or whatever, it just takes forever. And it's so lame that's what I worry about. And that's what I want to change. You know what I mean?
I ordered an LP called Billboard by the Partridge Family, Billboard, as a gift for Robert S. And he knows it. And I got it from some guy in Hawaii, and I ordered it on the 18th of July, and they said it will be there August 8th.
Oh, wow.
So I checked the site, and it still says it just now left Hawaii. I'm like, what did they do for 2 weeks?
Well, sometimes I wonder if some of these stores are linked, or like a network of stores. So they all share a database. So like the guy in Hawaii or the company in Hawaii says, okay, Schmeckles Records in Minnesota has it in stock. Then Schmeckles Records sends it to this guy. Then this guy sends it to Hawaii. It's got to be something like that because I can't imagine them just sitting around smoking doobies for 2 weeks and go, "Oh, dude, maybe we should ship that."
Well, I'm thinking that's what they're doing because I'm like the 8th of August and I ordered it the 18th of July. And
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, sorry, Robert, but just hope it doesn't melt in the process, you know.
Yeah.
That's because eBay is really tight on their shipping these days as far as time goes. So that's surprising to me.
That's what they're telling
Amazon's
me.
gotten way worse. But
Well, there's no
eBay's
more 2-day
picking it
Amazon.
up.
I don't see that anymore. Rarely there's a 2-day Amazon.
It took me 6 weeks to get my midnight callers.
That was crazy that it took that long.
Doc.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it was
I've ordered something from mid-Michigan to Detroit area, which is about 40 miles, right? And it's gone from mid-Michigan to Pennsylvania, back to Ohio, up back to Michigan again.
Yep.
Tell me why. And we were in Michigan. So I've seen it though. It goes.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of it makes sense. If I mailed something next door, it would a minimum go to Rochester, New York, which is like 150 or 200 miles away from me. Minimally, it would go that far. If it doesn't go farther, to come back to the guy next door.
I've ordered a CD from Holland or the Netherlands, whatever you want to call it. On the same day, I ordered one from Phoenix, Arizona. And the one from Holland got to me before the one from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, I did that with I shipped one out to Japan, and I shipped one to Paul, our friend out in Vancouver, not Washington, what do you call it? BC, Columbia, whatever. And the Japan one got there in less than a week, and his didn't come for a month.
Oh, Lordy.
Ship stuff to Japan way faster than ship it to BC.
And it depends on where you are too. When I used to do eBay back in the like early 2000s, I lived near DC. I basically went to a postal hub. That's where I did my mailing from. And I mailed one guy a CD. I mailed it to London, and he had it the next day.
Wow.
I was like, holy crap. And I sent it the cheapest way you could send it. You know, I mean.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Back.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going to go eat dinner, and then I got to log back into work because my internet was down a little while. So I'm 5 days behind in work, and then another 2 hours behind. So I'm going to get to that. But I wanted to come up and talk to you. Sorry, I made things a little bit too serious a little while ago. I'll just throw out the word boobies.
We're just
boobies. Yeah. So
contact me and when you have some time tomorrow, just even if it's a 5-minute break, because I got to ask one last small question for you.
Okay, buddy. How many more shirts do we have, by the way?
You only have 4. That's part of my question.
Okay.
I can ship them out to you, or I can leave them here.
Okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow or in the next couple of days. Okay, everybody have a great night.
Yeah, I'm about ready to leave because my dog is sleeping on my feet and he needs to go in his cage.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to stay anyway. Thanks for coming, Steven. And
it's not my dog. If it were my dog, I'd let her stay on the ground. But at 4 in the morning when I'm still sleeping, it may get up and decides it needs to do something. When it's in its cage, it never does it. But when it's out, you never know. So I need to move her to her cage against her own will. But it was nice coming on. Thank you, guys.
Well, thanks for coming, Robert.
Thank you.
I hope to see you maybe Sunday, but I might be gone.
Do what you can do.
There's something I'm supposed to do Sunday, and I can't remember what it is right now. But I said, "Oh shoot," because I probably missed Doc again because I remember my wife said, "You got to do this on Sunday." I'm thinking, can't remember what it is right now. She comes home on Friday, but I'm sure on Sunday they'll have me doing something. But if not, I'll see if I can pop on just for a few seconds anyway. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Robert. And then there were 2. So sorry I missed you. Well, I didn't miss it. I was in the chat, but you know, I wanted to come on Sunday. I didn't talk to anybody for like 10 days. I'm like,
that must have been like, geez, I'm all alone.
A human being.
I know, you get kind of antsy, like, geez, got nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And you can't even go online and do it.
Nope. So, yeah. But I don't have a lot going on. I was pretty depressed earlier. Stuff's happening again. So I'm just like, but I was bored. So I'm like, all right, I'll come on, see if anybody wants to say anything. If not, okay.
Too busy playing with my other computer.
Okay, Steven, for a bit.
As I said, I got my other computer working all of a sudden. Whoa, I can do work again.
Wow.
So, yes, but the stupid thing is, I got my, what do you call it? When you're getting a disk set up to be burnt, you're getting out, like making the menus and all that kind of stuff, and get it, and you start the burn, and it spits it out, and it doesn't work. Oh, nice. I just spent 3 hours on a disk that, after it's done burning, doesn't work. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been burning discs. I burned one the other day, and everything came out fine except this one. I put on an hour-long movie and then like a whole bunch of trailers and stuff, right? And my hour-long movie is only like 2 minutes long, and then it just stops, and then the trailers play, and they all play fine. And I'm like, well, what happened to the movie?
I don't know. I just kept redoing the formula because I would put like the stuff in and goes like, wait a minute, I can get a better version of that. So then I'd run to this computer, find a better one, download it, put it on one of these little sticky things, run back, plug it in, put it in. I don't know. I must have worked from at least from 12:30 to 3 on it. And finally, okay, burn. And the thing, and then when it spits it out, it doesn't work. Oh, this cannot be played on any place. So, nice for slaving them for 3 hours. Jeez. I'm going to try it a different way. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but maybe on Thursday. So, I got stuff going on tomorrow. I know technology is not always our friend. It used to be.
Yeah, back when we all carried AM radios around like this, it was, but not really since.
Not anymore. Yeah. Not when you set something else up and it doesn't work at the end. Oh, come on. This used to work. What did I do wrong? Stupidness. So I was a failure.
Well, yeah, the disk drive in my computer quit working. I'm using one that I'm just plugged in now. That seems to work fine. But the one in my computer.
The best part was like, remember we talked before about making covers to CDs?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, use this CD creator thingy. Well, the old computer has the old program on it that used to work a lot better. So after my DVD didn't work, I says, well, then I'm going to use the CD cover creator on that one and redo some of the ones that I wasn't happy with.
Yeah, I've got a really old computer. I don't have room to set it up. That has my old program on that worked great, but I don't have room to set that computer up anywhere.
Yeah, it's over there on my kitchen table. So like one half is where I eat, and the other half is computer. It's the old Windows, what have we got? XP, I guess, over there or something like that. But when it works, it works.
Radio. And unfortunately, they're shutting some of it down right now, and it's a big issue, and people are mad. And I don't know how
Gonna
if
get
they're
on
doing
it.
anything in Canada. They're threatening to shut down all the stations that are government funded, the AM stations in America, and that includes where about 40% of Americans get their correct digital time from. Like,
Mm.
you buy an atomic clock. That's where it comes from, and they're threatening to shut these stations down, and people are not happy
Ridiculous.
because now their atomic clocks won't work. And most about 40% of the cell phone carriers use them, and that won't work anymore.
I need my atomic clock.
Exactly.
How am
And
I
there's
gonna
other
know when the
things too, but that's one of the services they provide is that. Plus, it's where a lot of rural people get any news of a disaster from. That don't have cell phone service or anything like that. So now you cut that out, and now a tornado's coming, and you live on a farm in Minnesota in the middle of nowhere, and a tornado's coming, and you don't know. It's not necessarily cool.
That's not fair. Oh, I suppose they got those air raid sirens still up. Woo! Tornado coming! Woo!
Well, not if your nearest neighbor's 20 miles away, you're probably not going to hear that.
Not gonna work in Iowa.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I live in Nebraska. My nearest neighbor is 100 miles away. This isn't gonna work. Oh, there's a big missive there by. I think Hollywood is screwed. They got spoiled with the billions of dollars they got from cable, and everyone paid for hundreds of channels that they never watched. Now they have to earn it on merit.
Yeah, that's Hollywood's done. I think Hollywood's literally done.
That's okay. You can still go see the Barbie movie. It's the only one making money right now.
They need to just start, cutting back on this stuff. For one, well, in my opinion, I'm old. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm old. But all these people in movies right now that they're paying these fortunes to, none of them are stars, in my opinion. I don't know who any of them are. Back in the 50s, I mean, the true stars, Cary Grant, people like that, they weren't making huge money per picture. And now all these people that I don't know who they are getting it's ridiculous. And there's too many people. You watch credits to an old movie, and there may be 100 people worked on this movie. Now it's like 10,000 people work on a movie. It's ridiculous.
We got to know who the caterer was and all this sort of
stuff. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I heard that they're even going to get Johnny Depp to come back for another Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know, Greg, man. I don't know, maybe.
So like when you talk about all these old franchises that that they let go, and then after 10 years, let's bring back Indiana Jones and it bombs. Well, then let's bring back Johnny Depp as a pirate.
Well, again, it only bombed by modern standards. By standards of even 10 years ago, Indiana Jones didn't bomb. It only bombed because they spent so much money on it that they didn't have to. I mean, even like I said, going back 10 years, you go to the box office and you do $100 million. That's excellent. That's not bad. It's $100 million.
Like how much did Barbie cost? Does anybody know?
I have no idea. I could care about Barbie.
I'll bet Super Mario didn't cost $200 million to make. I mean,
I've said this before, but Hollywood could make 10 $30 million movies instead of one $300 million movie, and I guarantee 7 out of the 10 at least would make money. Instead, they're losing money. I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. The blockbusters that they're making right now aren't turning out to be blockbusters anymore.
No, that's all they make is blockbusters. They used to make I don't know, a dozen at the most blockbusters a year. One per month was the max for blockbusters.
And now you get 2 a weekend.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. And
I got
then
another list
you're
of
showing them you're showing them even on YouTube. You got to pay $3 or $4, but they're for $4 on YouTube 3 weeks after they came out. It's ridiculous. Why would anybody go to the movies to see this and go on YouTube and go, oh, well, okay, there it is?
I can make my own Jiffy Pop.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't have to climb over people to go to the bathroom. In fact, I can pause the movie even.
Exactly. I mean, in the old days when VHS came out, it was a minimum of 2 years before the movie came out on VHS after its last run in a theater. And movies ran in theaters for a long time back then. Now it's literally 3 weeks.
Held over for another month.
It's probably still playing in some theaters when it's on DVD. It's ridiculous.
And then it goes to the dollar theater or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Exactly, and now they're paying for it. Same thing with CD companies and everybody. You know, they only want blockbusters, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm looking up to see what the top movies of 2023 are. Should be coming up here. Annual box office. Yeah, we got the list of the top 10 movies of 2023 so far. Okay. Starting at number 10, Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
Has taken in 167 million so far.
Exactly. There isn't any percent. They're losing their asses on streaming. There's no money to be made in streaming.
Number 9 is Oppenheimer, which is taken in 181. So that'll be up a bit. Number 8, John Wick, Chapter 4, 187 million, which that doesn't sound like a blockbuster anymore. Then 7, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. It's taken in a whole 215 million. Like that's peanuts anymore. Like that's probably a bomb, really, for Disney. Avatar: The Way of Water, 283 million. Remember when Avatar used to get like $1 billion? Not anymore. Live action Little Mermaid, 296 million. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy number 3, 358 million. Whoa. That doesn't sound too bad, I guess. But then number 3, Barbie, after 2 weeks, 366 million. I don't think they meant for it to be a blockbuster, but okay, whatever. So Warner Brothers is very happy right now. Number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, animated. So like, you don't have any people in it. It's all done by computers. 379 million. I think that was made a profit. And the number 1 movie of the year so far, Super Mario Brothers at $574 million. Made on a computer.
It's not even a movie, it's a video game.
It's a video game, yes. So like, I'm sure that did not cost $300 million to make, right? So big profit there for Universal. They're very happy. Yes. There you go. Fast X is not in the top 10. No. Fast X. Well, they got 67 million for their first week, but then after that, I don't see them listed.
Well, how can they expect, this is volume 11 in the series. How can they expect that to do well? It's a sitcom, for God's sake.
Everything's running out of steam. Like
That's
Indiana
the
Jones
whole
ran out
thing.
of steam.
How about new ideas? How about somebody writing a script that's good and then
Well,
making
I
that?
think that's why Barbie did so well. It was something new and different, even though you'd think Barbie, but I guess it's a it's an intellectual property that's been around for 70 years or whatever. So everybody knows what Barbie's about, but from the trailers I've seen it, they've made fun of it too. It's kind of like a send up thing. So I guess everybody, well, let's all wear pink and go watch Barbie. So it's doing well. So even if they do make another Pirates of the Caribbean, it's probably going to go anyhow because it's past its prime. Nobody cares anymore. They'll make another Super Mario Brothers. You can bet on that one.
Yeah, they'll make a new Guardians of the Galaxy too. Clearly, that's gonna be another one of those.
I think that one's pretty much done because James Gunn has moved over to Warner Brothers. So that's going to be the end of that, I would think.
They'll make it with someone else. If it's running at number 2 or 3 for the year, they're gonna make another one.
I think a lot of the actors in that one want to move on anyway. So.
Well, then they get. I guarantee they'll make another one. They don't care anymore. All they care about is money. If this makes money, we're gonna do it again. And it's the same with music. It's the same with everything. Oh, look, this album sold. Make another one just like it. That's all they want. That's all they want. Proven track record. Do it again.
Mr. Ed Meets My Mother, the car. People will be lined up for that one. Yes.
Oh, that would be great compared to anything that Doc was talking about. I was thinking if I was, I mean, I'm probably wrong here, but if I was going to make a Barbie movie, I would act it out.
Act it out.
1 second. We have a guest. Just 1 second, guest. I just want to say this first. I would film the whole thing, blah blah blah, and then I would CGI everyone into looking like a doll. I would make them look like Barbie and Ken, and it would have live action Barbies and Kens running around. They would be dolls. I'm probably wrong about this, but that's what I would do.
They probably did that in the movie. PMI Studio. What's that?
Actually, your list is wrong. This is the current list as it reads now of July 28th. Number 10 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they're currently, that's at like $476 million. Number 9 is an Asian movie. It's called Lost in the Stars.
I got a feeling, Paulina, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I have a feeling you probably have an international list, and Doc probably has a U.S. list. That's my guess.
I have a U.S. list.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's like a movie called Lost in the Stars. I think it's from Japan or something like that, and that's currently at 519 million. Then number 8 is The Little Mermaid live action, which is at 561 million. Another movie called The Wandering Earth 2. Never really heard that movie. It must have been sort of like an independent movie, but that one's like at 604 million. Another independent film called Full River Red. Never heard of that one either, but that's standing at 673 million.
These are probably largely Indian movies because they have a huge. People in India still go to the movies, unlike America.
That's true. Number 5 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I have to say I did go see it, and it's pretty amazing on how they did it. And that's currently at 682 million. Number 4 On my list is Fast X, the Fast and Furious 10.
Now Fast X shows up.
So that one's standing at $720 million.
See,
Well,
my
it's
guess
big in Canada, but not so
my
much
guess is
here.
that's Latin America. My guess is that's largely Latin America going to see that. That's just my guess.
Here
They're
too,
hard.
Yeah,
especially
but
here
as
in
long as it
California.
makes money somewhere, they'll do another one. There'll be another 11.
Number 3 is Barbie. At
Barbie!
795 million.
Only out 2 weeks. So crazy.
They had a strong campaign behind it. There's a really strong campaign behind Barbie. Number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, standing at 844 million, which I do have to say it did earn its a spot because it's a freaking fantastic movie. I love the Marvel movies. I have to say, I do love them, and I have to say this one was a great story behind
There's
it.
gonna be another one. I don't care, Doc. I don't care. They're making that kind of money. There's gonna be another one.
Actually, no. That's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be the last Guardians movie.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They'll do
You
something
will
to.
see.
But
They don't let these gravy trains go. They just
But
don't.
they are gonna do a movie called Star-Lord, which is based on Peter Quill, Star-Lord, the leader of the Guardians. So he's gonna get his own movie later on. And number
It's a
one, at a whopping $1 billion, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh,
So
that's a Japanese market. Oh, Mario! Okay! Yeah. We'll go see Mario! Let's go!
But I have to say, out of every kind of summer that we ever had, I think this is like a very interesting summer of movies. I still need to see Oppenheimer. I've been hearing so many great things about it, and I still need to see the new Mission Impossible movie, because both of those movies have really good actors behind them.
Cocaine Bear didn't make the list.
No, startlingly, no. That's probably that and the Weird Al movie. I think are the only 2 movies I've seen this year.
But yeah, my list was only for domestic or North America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's what they do too. They say, okay, we spent $300 million on this movie, and it only made $174 million. They're only talking about America, though. They're not adding in the rest of the world, so they're not being very honest.
But sometimes those countries they ban that movie though too.
But the thing to take into account is that there are also like things that happen on the side, like for instance, Oppenheimer had the highest grossing opening weekend for an R-rated film since the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's also been like the highest grossing weekend for a Christopher Nolan film that is not part of the Dark Knight trilogy. And then Barbie had like the largest opening weekend for this year, which really hasn't been broken by any other film. The previous film that had that kind of opening was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Mission Impossible did great, for its film. It became like the 8th film franchise to gross $4 billion within its week release. So, a lot of these movies are doing very, very good for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess it all depends what they do on Rotten Tomatoes.
How did Rotten Tomatoes get to be anything? Rotten Tomatoes was just this little site that talked about and rated bad movies. That's why it's called Rotten Tomatoes. It was a bad movie site. And then all of a sudden now it's become the place where you go to find out about any movie. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Disney put out Haunted Mansion this past weekend. Like, oh boy, the Haunted Mansion only made 24 million. Like, that may have been bad marketing. Like, put it out at Halloween, not during the summer.
That is
So-
true. It's all about timing, and something like Haunted Mansion
Yeah.
should have waited for October, because then that's when everybody wants to see like a movie. I think that's why one of the upcoming movies that I think it might come in October. I'm not entirely sure. It's called A Haunting in Venice, which is the third installment of the Murder of the Orient Express kind of trilogy that they're going for. I think that might be coming out in October as well.
But and plus, I'm sorry, but Hollywood published budgets are crap anyway. The movies aren't costing them that much. That's how much it's worth to make it. Every time there's a product placement or something in a movie, that gets counted in the budget. Okay, I need 12 cars from Mercedes, and they're going to give them to us just to have. But the cost of those cars is still added into the budget.
Mhm.
That's the way it works. So it doesn't cost them nearly as much as what it says. So they can write all this stuff off. And I think a lot of times they make a movie, it comes out awful. They purposely put it out at a bad time. They want to lose money so they can write it off.
Mhm. Hey
Yeah,
Dave,
but Haunted Mansion sounds like it'd be a no-brainer. You know, like, oh, we love the Haunted Mansion. Oh, we love scary movies. I'm sure it's got some comedic moments to it, but they put it out in the
Hey.
summer.
Welcome. Hello.
Hello, Hop Fry. Hello, Dave. Hi, Mike. Dave.
but then again, I think that might have been like a calculated thing on Disney's part, because had Haunted Mansion come out in October, then there would have been two Disney projects that would have came out that starred Owen Wilson. Because there would have been Haunted Mansion, and then the other one is Loki season 2, which that one's getting like a lot of promotion right now.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They're spending all of this money on promoting something that's streaming, yet they're losing their butt on streaming. I don't understand. If you're losing your butt on streaming, why are you spending all this money promoting it? Why don't you promote something that you can make money on?
That's
It's
true.
dumb. Maybe that's why they're on strike. They're stupid. Everybody's stupid.
Well, I'll be right back, guys.
Oh.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
But I did
Well,
I did hear that Disney Plus is actually doing way better than Netflix.
I don't have any streaming at all. I don't even have my television on. I'm completely entertainment free except for this. This is my entertainment right here. So
Well, the one that I purposely signed up for was Disney Plus, and that I signed up for because I love the Marvel stuff. I like having all of the Marvel movies to access anytime I want to, and plus they also have like all those other things, like, you know, the Beatles Get Back, you know, and some of the other music documentaries that they have. I think I only got Amazon Prime Video because I have Amazon Prime, so they're like, "Oh, you have Amazon Prime? Do you want video as well? We'll give it to you for free." Okay, I'll take it.
but it's not so much reboots, it's endless sequels. You know, like another Indiana Jones, like 10 years after the fact. Why? So that's when you say something new, that's where Barbie comes in. Something different, something hadn't been done before. And I'm untethered. I'm ranting like crazy. That's the old guy in me. Yes, I'm just gonna rant away.
I agree with you, Mike. Especially the reboots that I'm very sick and tired of is all of these Batman stuff. It's like, come on, how many angles is there to come at Batman? Just it's like, no.
We're gonna start it
Nobody-
all over again.
And nobody asked for a Ben Affleck as Batman. That was terrible. That was a terrible decision.
We'd rather have Ben Affleck than Val Kilmer. Oh, that's a chunk of change. Bring back the Smurfs. We need another Scooby-Doo movie or something.
No, we don't need any more of
Yeah.
those either.
Yeah,
Well, they had talked about doing Batman Beyond in live action, but ask James Gunn. He's in charge of that now.
yeah.
He's bringing you Metamorpho.
Yeah.
For all you people have been pining for, like, why do we never see Metamorpho on screen? Well, you're gonna get it now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see how Blue Beetle's gonna do. I think that's gonna go. So that's too small a character to have a blockbuster. So, but we'll see. It's got Spider-Man vibes to it, so maybe.
Speaking of Beatles, I'm interested in seeing like how these two are gonna come out next month.
Oh, with shirts inside. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well.
I got
One
these ones-
size.
Yeah. Apparently,
Go ahead, brother.
it's gonna be a 3-disc set now with both albums.
Yeah. I could care less, to be honest. To me, I'm wondering if they're gonna stop doing the remasters. If that's why they're doing this one. If whatever songs are on 62 to 66, that might be it. They might not do the rest of the Beatle catalog. I'm wondering. And if they're gonna put Now and Then on 67 to 70, and I might be the only one that thinks this, I hope that they also put Free as a Bird and Real Love on there
Well,
too.
it'll be 67 to 20.
Because what the heck, you know? But that might just be me. I don't know.
We need another Ringo movie.
I'm not interested, to be honest.
Maybe it goes over Niagara Falls this time. Ah.
But they're not doing that. They're not. There's no money in it. They're pressing almost no singles these days. And even if they did it as a 12-inch, there's not enough money in it for them to do it. It's all about money. It's all about how much money you can make. Hey, let's make these all 3 record sets. Have 2 of them. That's a 6 record set. We could probably charge $150 or more for that. Let's do that instead, so they can get their one new song. That's more.
I'm looking forward to the box set of
corporate America.
Moonlight.
I'm not even, and I don't hate corporate America, but there's a point when there's enough is enough, and you know, and it's not any one company. I can't even blame Universal. It's everybody doing the exact same thing, and I'm just sort of over it. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Hawaii 5-0 reboot lasted 3 years or so, didn't it?
I think so.
Like, it wasn't exactly a tanker.
No, I think it lasted longer than that.
Or is it still on? I don't watch TV. I have no idea.
I think it's still on. To be honest, I have this inkling in the back of my brain that it's still on. I don't watch TV, but
I don't know.
They canceled it like about 3 years ago. The only thing that Hawaii 5-0 had going for it was they did a crossover episode with NCIS Los Angeles, which that didn't help.
They had a crossover. It ended at 5 years. That's a pretty good run, actually.
For these days, it's a huge run. So yeah,
Like bringing back Starsky and Hutch and it bombs.
God, I hope they don't.
All the family with what's his name?
You know, this is what I don't understand. Okay, they're bringing all this stuff back. Everything is about nostalgia. Collecting's about nostalgia. How about just adding something new to our culture? How
Yeah.
about having a show about two cops that aren't named Starsky and Hutch? They're named something else, and they just go do cop things. I mean, why does it have to? Why do you have to keep redoing? You know, I don't understand it. It's Starsky.
That's why the most interesting show right now is it's called The Rookie, and it stars Nathan Fillion, and he plays a guy who was in his 50s, and he just went from being a carpenter to becoming a cop, and so he's basically starting from the bottom, and is basically seeing like how he does as this middle-aged guy who just started into the law enforcement along with these other young rookies, and seeing how the dynamic works with that. The show is really good. The storylines on that show was really amazing, and I really like the spin-off that he did called The Rookie's Fed, which stars Niecy Nash, who was a woman who was a school counselor but then joined the FBI. That's a really good show to watch. I like that because it's possibly like the most original thing that's going on right now. I do love the NCIS shows. They tend to keep that show fresh. So I'm amazed that that show is still continuing, considering that NCIS was a spin-off of the show Jag. I don't know if you remember that show Jag that came out back in the 90s.
Yeah, I never watched it.
It was a really good show too. But NCIS was a spin-off of that, and that NCIS is going on for I want to say 20 years now, and it's still going strong.
I have heard of the Hot Wheels.
It's like all the you know, I mean, Law and Order had all those spin-offs, and that was, and all you got to do is have good writing and good cases and interesting people in your show, and people will watch it forever.
Yeah.
All you need is good writing. I mean, look how long oh my God, what was it called? It only went off last year, I think.
Oh, Big Bang Theory?
No, that doctor's show.
Grey's Anatomy?
Grey's Anatomy. Look how long that lasted. All you need is good writing. That's it. Good writing and likable people. That's likable actors, and that's it. And you're good.
Oh yeah, Shonda Rhimes did an amazing job on that show.
So how long did the original 5-0 run?
The other show that was around was House with Hugh Laurie. That was a really great show as well.
I thought I liked the first couple of seasons, and then they got away from it. I think it got away from them as far as what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it was still good. But the first two seasons were the best. Where I wouldn't say that about Grey's Anatomy. I haven't watched them all, but I've watched like 8 seasons of it or something, and it was still good up to the point where I stopped, and it's just because I didn't have them anymore.
Yeah.
I bought like 8 seasons of that, and that's all I had. And you know,
I heard they were trying to bring back Alf. Why?
well, Grey's Anatomy is still on. It's about to go away. I know that they're doing the last season or whatever, because I heard interviews and stuff about that. But yeah.
Hey,
you know,
I will jump on the idea of a Alf coming back. I loved Alf back in the day.
There's I just saw a commercial with Alf, and I was like, what the hell is this? I can't remember what it was long too. It was like a 4-minute commercial on YouTube starring Alf, and I was like, what? Forgot what it was for.
Maybe that's what they were saying. Alf is making a return, but if it's only for a commercial and it's over, fine.
Yeah, but and it was on YouTube, and I don't even remember what it was for. That's a problem when you do something like that. Remember when Taco Bell had the little Chihuahua dog in all its
Yeah,
commercials?
Taco Bell.
Everybody loved that dog, but you know what? They didn't sell
Nobody can
one
remember
damn
it was in a
taco
restaurant.
from having that dog. They didn't sell one. The
Yeah.
same thing with the Budweiser frogs. Everybody loved the damn Budweiser frogs, but they didn't sell a case of beer from those frogs.
Mm-mm.
So, you gotta, you gotta work.
Oh, Dave. Easy bake oven.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I agree. Freaks and Geeks should have lasted longer than it went. Considering
I
that
never saw it because it was an
that was,
MTV show and I didn't
that was
have
like
MTV.
early Judd Apatow. And you know where Judd Apatow is at now with all the amazing comedy stuff that he's been doing. That was his first one, and that one had like a lot of future stars on it, like Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, Linda Cardellini, James Franco. A lot of these then up and coming actors.
The thing shifts. Doc, the thing shifts and you miss what you're looking for here. Yeah. Highlighting the chat.
It's hard to be a director sometimes. It really is. You got to pay attention to everything.
Oh, last 2 days I watched the English version and the French version because I wasn't in the mood for subtitles. And
I watched Batman
a movie
89.
called Riffy, and they got a 20-minute Rififi, and there was a 20-minute interview with the director who was still alive in like 2001. This is all early 50s.
Where I learned about Derek Medding.
Fantastic. The stories this man has, directors have the best stories. And he was blacklisted, this guy. And the stories that he was telling are freaking amazing.
Well, seems like the general public can come up with better ideas than Hollywood can. So,
Lisa, that premise sounds a little bit close to what was that movie? Christie.
Well, the problem is, here's the problem. Okay, it's not that people don't have good ideas anymore. They have great ideas. They have the same great ideas they've always had. And it used to be, you got a great idea, you went to a movie company, you preached it in front of the boss, basically, in front of the man running the studio, and he said yes or no. And if he said yes, you rewrote it and you turned in they signed you a director, you gave it to the director wanted a couple changes in the script, you did them, they made the movie. Now you go up in front of a committee, and the committee takes your idea and waters it down, and then you're up in front of another committee with the watered down idea, and they water that idea down, and by the time there's nothing left of what your great idea was. By the time you're through to the.
I just watched that YouTube channel called Pitch Meeting. All about that. You ever watch Pitch Meeting?
No, but I know enough about movies to know how it works, and I think I already showed this one.
Well, it's a comedy, really. Killer cookies, yes. We had killer clowns. Why not killer cookies?
Well, it was killer tomatoes. See, those
killer
were the days
tomatoes.
you could make a movie about killer tomatoes just to lose some money and write it off on your taxes, and all of a sudden
and then have a hit.
Now you're in huge financial trouble. Those guys came close to going to jail just because they made a successful movie.
Yeah.
It was supposed to fail.
Killer Winnie the Pooh. Make another Scooby-Doo movie.
I don't believe you, Hopfront. Oh man.
Well, it's
Unless
going on midnight.
everybody has a mentality.
Yeah.
Unless everybody has the mentality of the producers, which is like, we cannot make money off of a good Broadway show, but we could write it off as a tax thing if we make a bad show. So let's make a Springtime with Hitler.
Yep. Well, that's the same thing that Killer Tomatoes tried to do, and it didn't work. And
Yeah.
you can't always guarantee you'll lose money. Oh, okay. All right, Hot Frog. Sorry about that. And we lost Paulina apparently.
She will poof, poof. But I'm gonna go poof too. It's midnight here, so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night anyway. So I want to thank Stephen Schnee, and I want to thank Doc, and I want to thank Robert, and I want to thank
Paulina.
I've already forgotten who else was up here. Was there somebody else that I'm missing?
Robert
I don't
P.
think so. Anyway, and everybody in the chat, Groovy Lisa and Dave
Stephen
and
Herman.
Kimbo was here at one point, and I don't know how many people were here. Everybody, thank you. DC was here, and Walrus Gumbo, and MC 1964.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
And everybody else I'm missing. Thank you all. And
come back
again,
on Thursday. We'll do this again at 8 o'clock. Have some soup. Thursday night.
Yep.
Do it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And again, thank you, Doc, and thank everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Hit that
I'm
button.
trying to hit that button. I've forgotten what the damn button is. Where's the damn button, Doc?
Top right.
There it is.
Big red button. Big red button.